You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
We're already back from the Mick Fanning Golf Day. Like, that's how quick the year's going. And that's like, obviously we haven't gone yet. Outside of our children being born this year, and only just, that's probably the highlight of the year. And we're already back from it. That's how quick the year's going.
That's how quickly it's going, punters and dribblers. Origin's already over.
It's State of Origin. It's done. New South Wales, 3-0.
Done.
It's already happened.
It's already over. I've already gone to Hawaii and come back.
Yeah, Bali. Yeah, it was great. I got a little bit of food poisoning. Shock horror. I'm back. Lost a bit of weight. Through shitting myself, not through exercise. That's how quick the year's going. Dude, you know what it is? The Ashes. The Ashes are here.
Mate, it's literally the Ashes already.
The Ashes
you
already.
Know what? If this is how quick the year's gone, I'm already peeling prawns on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
That's how fucking quick the year's gone.
That's how quick it's going. Oi, mum.
And
any
Australia's
prawns
just
left?
taken 6 for in the first session.
Yeah.
So
Paddy's steaming in.
Paddy's steaming in.
And I'm
Steaming.
gutful of prawns.
Yeah, gutful. Absolute gutful.
Gutful of prawns. That's how quick the year's going. Jolly old St. Nick clogged in the fucking chimney.
He's come and gone. Jolly old St. Nick has come and gone. I've had my first Chrissy was Suki. You're staring down the barrel of 37. That's how quick the year's gone.
That's really fucking uncool, but it is true. It is true. I've got osteoporosis, dude.
I was legitimately on summer holidays, Christmas holidays, I reckon last week.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll allow the week before last.
What about just the fact that, like, Steph was pregnant, like, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. Ella wasn't pregnant, like, 2 weeks ago. As in, she hadn't even got pregnant yet.
You hadn't even fertilized an egg with your semen.
Yeah.
That's how quick
to put it scientifically.
Well, listen, sometimes it's best to do that. Now, we are wearing the same jumper, punters and dribblers. That's an accident. Shout out to our good friends at Motorino. It just happens.
It happens. Listen, when you find a jumper that you like, when you find a jumper that works with your vibe, man, then you just keep rocking it. I did a call out last week that I'm in need of more jumpers. That's not a critique of the jumper I've got on, but I'm just a couple short.
Well, listen, we do have more free shit, and we will get to that because I don't want to get to free shit straight off the bat.
No.
That's not what it's about.
It's not. This podcast isn't about that.
It's not about free shit. It would just feel a little bit like, it wouldn't feel right to just get straight to free shit. But
And we're not like that.
No.
We're, all we're doing
Send it in, though.
as a couple of mates digesting the year that was, basically.
Yeah, exactly. This is a year in review.
This is a year in review. Welcome to the final podcast of the year.
Yep. We're about to
Because
go
it
on
may
break.
as well be.
Yeah, we're about to
Because
go
it
on
may as well be. That's
may as
why.
well be. It's just going too
Because it may
quickly.
as well be.
It's going too quickly.
It's June.
Yeah.
No, pretty much.
It's basically June.
It's June in vibe. It's always, put it this way, if you can see a month,
It's there.
it's there.
And it's June weather, cold today.
Oh, she cold.
She cold.
She was cold yesterday too.
It's cold and wet.
Oh, she cold and wet. Oh, she cold and wet yesterday.
So I found it more windy yesterday, and this isn't going to be a weather podcast, but I felt that today was colder, a pinch colder, a nip in the air. I started feeling a bit crook last night. Thought I was going to boot, didn't, and I'm all good now. But I went and slept on the couch because I don't want to rock the boat here, throwing up in it. And I was laying on the couch, shivering my little ass off. And then eventually I went, I'm fine. Went back to bed.
You want to rock the party?
Who rocked the party? We rocked the party. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Who's that?
That's Suoliti and Co.
Oh, that's right. Who was what did LMFEU sing? Was that even? Is that
Who?
LMAR?
The CMFEU.
LMFAA?
Aren't they a union?
That's the CMFEU.
Yeah, so
They were
Red
the party
Foo,
rock
right?
anthem.
Oh,
Yeah,
Red
yeah,
Foo.
yeah.
Was he LFMAO?
CFMEU. John Setka.
Remember when Remember when we would have to sit through Australian Open after Australian Open with just the cameras cutting to Red Foo
Because
constantly?
was he with Azarenka or
Because
some
he was
shit?
with Azarenka. And it wasn't Red Foo at the height of Red Foo. This was Red Foo years later.
Did Red Foo's... I think he plays tennis now as well. But was Red Foo like... He was always a bit of a like... Red Foo. Like even though it was...
I don't think Red Foo would ever have climbed higher than like a D-lister.
No. But he'd wear those glasses with no lenses. You're just... Putting them on before you walk out the door would be a real like... okay. Let's go be Red Foo. Let's go be Red Foo,
like the
guess.
Band-Aid was to Nelly. The rimless, weird fluoro glasses was to Red Foo. Word to Red Foo.
Anyway, punters and dribblers, in a roundabout way, we're just trying to tell you that the year is going quick and Origin's on our doorstep.
Our rugby league doorstep.
Now, team chat. Just a bit of quick team chat because,
Quick? No. We'll spend as much time as is appropriate.
Well, I guess when I say quick team chat, I just mean team chat.
Good, because I don't want to rush this.
No, you're right. You don't want to rush it.
I don't want to rush this.
Edwards makes sense.
Well, we picked that one.
We picked that one. Really good, solid fullback.
You and I
saw that coming.
You and I saw that coming, and there was plenty of people out there going, "Oh, Pap," and bloody Teddy, but we saw right through.
Right through that bullshit. We said Dylan Edwards, he's earned a game.
Yep. A lot of people saying Brian Toto wouldn't be fit. Oh, you and I weren't of that.
Well, we weren't of that belief. No. We obviously had spoken to Brian.
Well, he's a dear friend,
and had always heard that he was going to be okay. Now, obviously, things may change in between the recording of this and, his medical.
Yes.
And maybe something else happened because we haven't spoken to him today.
No, we haven't spoken to him today, and we're not sure how things have gone since.
But Penrith had the bye, and then, they got a little bit of time, so who knows. But he is always first picked, if willing and available. Send us Stephen Crichton, Latrell Mitchell, we picked that.
Are these, is that, yeah, we picked that. We did. Well, you and I have always been of the opinion that Stephen Crichton is a special player and a special human being.
Yes.
I know Phil Gould said that, but I think he borrowed that off us.
Well, I think he did, and without credit, which was a little annoying. But special player...
That's what Supremos do, though.
They do. They just co-opt your shit.
They just steal shit.
They just claim it. But an even more impressive human being.
He's special player, special young leader, Tom.
Yeah.
But an even more impressive and special human being.
Off the field.
Yep. That's Homo sapien. For those trying to play along at home.
Yep.
Where he ranks in the 100 billion or so Homo sapiens who ever walked the earth.
He's in the top.
Talking, to use a baby term, top 1 percentile.
Yes. Top 1 percentile for speciality, specialness, and also head circumference.
Yeah.
Which is Hazel Holiday.
Is she top 1%?
I don't know.
Trelly Mitt in the 4.
That's it.
Trell Mitt, that's it. Wanted to say something about Trell Mitt. I think that the business time haircut he's rocking into the facial hair makes him look like a bad guy.
Well, the facial hair as well, forgive me if I am mistaken here, rarely am I mistaken. He's got like the faded beard.
Yes,
so
he
it's
does.
like it fades. It's a faded haircut.
It fades out and fades in.
It fades in again. It fades out, fades in again. I like that style of a beard.
I think he looks incredible right now, personally.
You know what else he's doing, Eddie, which is sending the journos into a rugby league tailspin.
Was that?
He's on a media ban, self-imposed. I'm not talking to anyone.
Well,
he pumped that drop goal and just walked off like
I actually heard, I believe it was the great and the powerful James Bracey.
Heard of him?
He was remarking, I think on 100% footy, either last week or the week before, being like, we'd love you to come back and speak to the media again, Latrell. And to that I'd say, well, stop mistreating him.
Hey, listen, I'm sure that and also, I don't want to say that James Bracey's mistreating.
No, I'm talking about the media.
Yes.
No, not Bracey.
No.
That, I should be clear about that.
You should be clear about that.
He's not speaking to the media because I'm putting words in Latrell's mouth here because I feel like he thinks he's misrepresented and misquoted.
Well, listen, we know
Taking
that...
the piss out of by the media.
Well, what we do know is that for every morning meeting at Fox Sports in their like staff writer meeting rooms, it's like, all right, welcome everyone. Just want to, excited to get the day going. This is like a nice morning pump-up meeting. Let's go Latrell stories. What do you got? I've got Latrell seen not wearing his seatbelt. Love it. Let's try and make it a little bit worse. Was he driving erratically?
No. What was he doing? What was Latrell doing? He was breaking the law.
I like it.
There we
That's
go.
Great. That's
there
great.
we go.
What else do we got? Anything else for Latrell over there? I did this really nice expose. I went to his farm, met his family. Lame, get out.
No.
Fuck you.
No. Hang on. When was the last time he went? 6 weeks ago. Latrell rarely sees family.
Yeah,
perfect.
There you go. All right.
We go.
You almost lost your job though. That was too positive.
Very positive. You do that shit again.
You get the fuck out of here. All right. That's all right. What else we got? Anything else?
I saw Latrell donate to a homeless man. Okay, let's rephrase this. How many did he walk past?
How much did he give?
Yep.
Tight cunt. Latrell's a tight.
Tight cunt.
Latrell's tight.
Tight cunt. What's he make a year? $1 million? How much did he give?
Nah, Latrell's tight.
He gave $100. Tight cunt.
All right, this is good. Why isn't he talking to us again? Why isn't Latrell talking to us?
And poor old James goes, mate, please come back. All we'll do is talk about you as a footy player. I'm like, you might do
You
that,
will, James, because you're a stand-up guy.
Yeah, but there's a war room of journos out there.
Yeah, who don't have their name to their fucking writing either.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, you mean the SWs? Not the Shane Warne.
No, the
staff writers.
The staffies, dude. Staffies. But great. Hello, Chitty boy. Yeah, you like Latrell too, don't you? Yeah, you like Latrell. You never run a bad story.
Obviously, Loz.
Well, Loz,
he came to us last week and we said Latrell mid.
Latrell mid. That's it.
That's it.
And yeah, he's not going to talk. Get over it. You know what? It's not like you talk to him before you write the fucking stories anyway.
Great point, Tom. Zach Lomax. This was a hotly contested position, punters and dribblers. A lot of people out there saying that the Tommy Turbo was their pick. Listen, love Tommy. Let's start here.
Yeah, you start there.
Let's start here. We love Tom Trbojevic.
Love him.
He is like a brother to us.
Yeah, and a son.
He's
a brother and a son.
And an uncle.
And a cousin.
And a cousin.
And a dad.
And a daddy.
It's a very fucked up relationship.
But listen, that's the Tomatoes Farmers Union for you. The TFU. Shout out to it. Shout out to the family. Shout out to Jake. Shout out to John. Shout out to Luke.
Ben.
But if you watch this weekend of rugby league, insert round number here, potentially 11.
And the previous one. And maybe the one before that as well.
You would have noticed that Zach Lomax went out there after a bit of an injury layoff and ripped and teared.
Listen, Zach came back from...
R&T'd?
No, he was in R&T, and that's not a rub and tug, although those do exist. We are saying he ripped and he teared.
Listen, he played more like a blowjob than a rub.
That's true. Yeah, that thing, there was nothing wristy about that.
No. That was not a wristy performance. No. That was...
Mouth on shaft.
Yeah, that was a mouth on shaft swallow, yes please. Like, I don't want to be crass, but that's what it was.
No, I don't think it's crass, Eddie, to make the comparison between a blowjob performance or wristy work.
Yes.
Now,
because I don't want to compare his R&T rip and tearing work with a rub and tug because that's just not accurate.
No, it's better than that.
It's better than that.
And it deserved to be respected as much.
1,000%, Thomas. Thank you for your support. Now, what I'm saying is, though, if you were to watch Manly play the Cowboys circa 5:30 p.m. Saturday night, insert date, you would have noticed Tom Trbojevic of brother, cousin,
dad,
uncle,
mother,
daddy,
sister.
dad fame, playing, in my estimation, around 30%.
He's still sore. He's still injured, right?
Which is now, and unfortunately, it appears that his injury woes are starting to creep up into the cerebellum. The cerebral. And now he's dropping the ball.
He's
on more than one occasion.
No,
in fact, I believe he dropped it over the line.
Yeah, listen, he certainly dropped it in what you could argue is the act of scoring a try, sort of. For him, it was 50 metres out, would have scored. But he's sore. Listen, I know him. I know his body.
Yes, you do.
He is sore, and
no one knows his body like you.
No one does. And that's something. It's a point of pride for me. I will have you know, but.
That's from a masseuse perspective.
Yeah, no, of course. Nothing else. Nothing more, nothing less. He's sore. He's underdone. He can't get to full speed. And Zach Lomax fucking ripped. So, like, if Zach didn't rip, to me, this isn't like, oh, Tommy's been dropped. It's like Tommy's not fit enough to play fucking State of Origin. That's what it is.
Well, Guru needed to see Tommy Turbo at least 80%. Now, I think he's at 30%, and I don't think that anyone who's been watching Tommy reckons he's been anywhere near 80% for at least a season.
And Tommy would say the same thing.
I don't know what game people have been watching, but in my mind, Tommy was never in the conversation because of where his fitness is at.
But if he came out and ripped, so I'm just got some chili hair on me.
But that would have been truly shocking.
Well, it wouldn't have been truly shocking because he's a freak. But
but shocking in the sense that
truly pleasing.
No, it would have been shocking in the sense of like, how did your body get so right in 6 days?
Yes.
That would have been shocking.
No, that would have been shocking. Now, Zach's performance last year was absolutely sublime.
Well, if I recall, Tom, I'd like to take us all back as a state to game one last year when we should have won, but we didn't because Suoli was sent off. Ridiculous. But all of us had our flies undone for Zach Lomax.
Oh, God, yeah.
All of us.
All of us with our willies hanging out. And our vaginas.
Yes. Well, they were in there, but
they
were accessed.
You know what I mean. You can't flop that out, can you really? But
Well,
I am
not everyone.
Some can, and that's a tough look. Now, let's just get into the.
But again, in the spirit of being accurate,
and the spirit of inclusivity.
shout out to
the
those amongst you.
Okay, now.
Okay, bet
Halves.
secured.
Bet secured. Well done, Edward. $500 to you.
Yep, already paid out last week when
the
Laurie
bookies-
Daly went on 100% footy and said, Nathan's my
Cleary will be my
7.
seven.
I love the look of Mitch at 6. That was pretty much...
Yeah, listen. They paid out early. There was a chance that Luai got picked on, and then you'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
But that
had
didn't
to give
happen.
it back, but that didn't happen.
No, that didn't
and
happen.
It was never going to happen.
There's not too much to say here other than I'm
was
confident that Mitch is going to be able to play with a 6 on his back and not a 7. I think that that's going to be okay.
Yeah, I think, mate, I actually think they'll be just fine.
How do you think Mitch is going to go with this? Well, you know what? Funnily enough, punters and dribblers, if you're a rugby league historian like I am, bit of middo about me, Moses was a 5'8" when he came into first grade.
There we go. Now we're talking. You should have thought that way when you put the bet on.
You know exactly what state I was in when I put the bet on.
We were in equal states.
Sure, but you took advantage of a man in a vulnerable state. Well,
now, should we just go back to July 2024 for a second? What do we say to those men sitting on that couch who had just seen a Forbidden Shield won, who would have been firmly in Camp Moses, Camp Luai? What do we say to those?
What do we say to those two young, handsome men
with full heads of hair?
With full heads of hair
that hasn't gone anywhere,
and tightening skin, unlike people who are usually these guys. Floppy loose skin. I'd say, boys, listen, sit down, come here, kids.
Jump on the knee,
up on the knee. What you need to understand, guys, is that Nate's back and he's playing well, and Luai went to the Tigers, and so there was always the chance that this was going to happen.
Listen, guys. When you go to loser clubs, sometimes you have loser rubbed off on you. And I'm not saying that that's happened, but it's not a risk we're prepared to take in the Origin Arena.
You know Disney's the Disney classic Peter Pan?
Yes, I do.
Now, I don't know if you've seen the cartoon version or whether you've seen the one with Robin Williams, Hook.
I've seen Hook and I've seen Peter Pan.
Now,
the cartoon version.
When Peter Pan is trying to get
I've also
Wendy,
seen the new one. Called Peter Pan, which isn't that new. It's probably like 15 years old.
Probably scat. When Peter Pan,
yes,
heard of him, wants to get Wendy, John, and that other little kid to fly, he sprinkles Tinkerbell's fairy dust on them.
Yes.
Now, similarly to that, if you go to the Tigers, you are going to get Tigers dust on you.
Yes.
That is going to cruel your representative aspirations.
That's a great way of looking at it. That's an incredible way of looking at it.
It doesn't mean that you cease to be good. It doesn't help, but
now,
you certainly happy Coruscant.
See
you later.
With the full context of what we're talking about, Coruscant
gone.
Even Tiger dust. Terrell May. Tiger dust. People are going, oh, he must be too weird to fit into an Origin camp. No one fair income saying that. They're saying he's got tiger dust
on him. Luai. Oh, what? You mean one of the most important players in the New South Wales team last year?
You could argue won us the game.
Tiger dust.
What aren't you getting about this?
There's not a tiger in either of these teams.
Open your eyes. Open your eyes, sheeple. Look around. Look around. What's the fucking... Where's the string lead to? Tiger dust. Come on. Let's get fair income.
Hey, Eddie, you ever heard of a guy, Stefano Utokamano, who's in the squad? Where did he leave?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. What's been washed off of his skin?
Yeah.
Tiger dust.
Yeah. What's the first thing? Why do you reckon Bellamy gets him down to do work on the tools and stuff? Because he wants to get just real dust back on
real dust. Yeah. Let's get
some
actual dust.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, at the end of a long hard day's work, they get the high pressure hose out.
Yeah,
a gurney that'd fucking take your skin off.
Oh yeah. Well, your pubes are gone by the end of it. Again, all part of the process, but. Listen, I do feel a little sorry for Jerome Luai, a little, because he didn't even get a bench spot, didn't even get that 14. Now, we won't go to the bench yet. But we will move to Mitch Barnett, who we owe a fuckload of nappies to, and I'm just glad at least he's back. We still may have the chance to get the nappies. Some people go, oh, you fucking said you're going to get the nappies and you didn't. Listen, dude, we had everything in place and ready, and unfortunately there was one chink in the
Rugby leg armour.
In the
Rugby leg armour.
No.
Logistics
supply chain. In the supply chain that was going to get them from us to Mitch. And it was difficult to overcome. And then by the time it was like too late. So now Mitch has got a chance to get some nappies.
We had the nappies lined up. Know that.
But
it basically was not in our control.
Terrell May not picked in this side, and I think it's worth mentioning. I know we just touched on there, but like Mitch Barnett in, Payne Haas in, but injury cloud. Stefano, Hamole, well, mainly Stefano's the next prop in. Max King. Now, may I be the first to say to Max.
So we're going straight to the
well, no, but it's
just bench in the context of
it's because I'm talking about props.
Okay,
like,
I'll allow it.
I would like to welcome Max to the New South Wales setup.
Well done. This is an inclusive space.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! I think that Roasty or someone put up a tweet that they found a Max King and it was like, I was about to medically retire myself from like 3 years ago. Never thought I'd play again. Fucking, Bulldogs took a chance on me. I just want to repay the faith. Now he's in the finest blue jersey a boy or girl could dream of.
Yeah, and that money can buy.
Well, unless it's a 13-plus jumper.
Well, made using the finest bogan silt.
Yes. But I guess to me it was a little bit out of the blue and spoke to how much that tiger dust must be all over Terrell May. Like, because Terrell was on his Twitch stream or some shit, and I think he'd like heard that he wasn't going to get picked, and he's like talking to one of his boys on the stream who's like also gaming with him. He's like, oh yeah, oi bruh, throw out that Blues jersey I bought ya. He's like, put it in the bin.
Oh my goodness.
Which is a joke. Yes. Freddie Fittler almost shit his pants on the whatever the Sunday footy show was.
Sunday footy show.
He was like fucking off it. And I would be shocked if that didn't have something to do with it, because you can't tell me that all of these people, like, they're all ahead of Terrell May. And then people going, I could be wrong here, but like I heard Hoops saying, Hoops was not saying this himself. He was saying that this is the thought process around why maybe Terrell May isn't getting picked. And it's like laterally his defense isn't very good and he's getting found out. He has a 97% tackle efficiency for the year. What the fuck are we talking about? I don't care. You just come out and tell me it's tiger dust. Don't fucking shit in my mouth and tell me it's ice cream.
Yeah, exactly. Don't lie.
Don't lie
to me. What's the point of lying? You just come out and say it's tiger dust.
People go, yeah, right, fair. Fair. They have just lost back-to-back games.
What do you mean? Of course it's fair. Tiger dust is a real thing. Don't tell me it isn't. I was surprised by this whole team you and I had picked, essentially.
Yes.
The Max King selection was an interesting one, but I'm prepared to let him go out there and ply his trade for the state.
Yes.
And then call it as I see.
Oh, yeah. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for a kid to realise a dream.
And the dream is to wear the sky blue of the greatest state of all, New South Wales, who look, for all certainty, like sweeping the fuck out of Queensland.
It's got sweep all about
We'll
it.
get to their side in a moment.
Reece Robson in 9, that makes sense. Again, he's still playing good. Appy.
Browse.
Pipes, Pecks, Browse.
I always forget it. Pipes, Pecks, Browse.
We don't talk about Reece all that often. Out of sight, out of mind, because we bashed him on the weekend.
Can I ask you something, Tom? Do you think Max King gets a run if Jake Trbojevic wasn't knocked out?
I wonder whether Jake being knocked out saved Jake from being dropped.
Or do you think he was going to get dropped? Because I was trying to work out the math. A grade 1 is 11-day stand down. Was he technically back in time, or did he miss it by a day? I couldn't quite... I'm not
Saturday,
sure when it started.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So 12.
So Sunday night would be a day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So
bang on.
So he's bang. So technically, I think he's in by about half an hour.
It would just be the day, though.
If it's 24 hours, so if it's 11 24-hour allotments, then I think he's in. Because if he would have left the field at what? say 6:30.
I imagine then as well, you aren't allowed to train that whole time. You aren't allowed to
So
do
that
any
would be
contact.
6:30 Wednesday night.
But you wouldn't be able to do any contact training or anything for the whole time.
You wouldn't need to do contact training in Origin. He just walks around and talks about the spirit of being a Blue.
Well, that's true, right?
Because that's the whole. I thought that was the whole reason they were talking about his selection anyway.
Yeah, they're like, we actually don't need him to play. We just need the spirit.
It was spirit and culture.
Yeah.
Did you see Matty John's rant?
Yeah, well, he's talking about Afghanistan and shit.
Yeah,
wasn't
twice. He goes, listen.
I didn't think that was
the rule of war. The rule of war was rule number 1: don't invade Afghanistan. Rule number 2: don't invade Afghanistan. The Soviets did it, then the Americans did it. Both found out the hard way.
Yeah.
Can't be done. When it comes to state of origin selection, you pick Jake Trbojevic and you pick Jake Trbojevic. And the years that we've dropped him, he's been back game 2 because why? It's not about injection of toughness. It's not about an injection of talent. It's about an injection of spirit and emotion.
culture,
And culture.
vibe.
Now, that's Matty John saying it, and he knows a thing or two about rugby league football,
Yeah, he knows a
particularly
bit.
origin football.
He knows a bit. But listen, it was, jeez, and Jake got knocked the fuck
Like,
out, dude.
part of me, but surely if you're Laurie, you get Jake into camp just to walk around going, how good's New South Wales? Like, how good's this state?
Do we get changed from the cockroaches to the Jakes? You know? Like, is he a mascot? The New South Wales
Jake
Jakes.
Trbojevic should be the mascot.
The
and he
Jakes,
just walks
dude.
around giving thumbs up all the time. Imagine if you were watching the boys train and Jake's just walking around thumbing up. Just thumbing up. Just thumbing up. to everyone.
Imagine a Jake on your chest.
Oi, you throw a beautiful bit of shape in training. Thumbs up.
See that Origin Ampol Origin logo? What if we just change that blue face to Jake, just looking in?
And who looks down the other way?
Well, no, you make that Queensland guy look down because he's shitting himself.
Yeah, he's shitting his dacks.
Yeah.
And Jake's looking at him.
Yeah.
Can we do that? Yeah, I'm saying that to Cody, who's
Yeah.
our head designer.
Yeah, let's do it.
Head of design. Tobler is in Bali for 2 weeks, and Cody, has the keys to the kingdom, as it were. Came in, all the power was not working in the studio on his first day. He was shitting his pants.
But we
he
had a
called me
man-
at like 6 a.m.
But luckily, we had a man come in.
We had a man come in.
We
the
had
studio.
we had a man come in with huge arms, who is single if you're interested, and has a 6-pack.
Yeah. Big balls on him as well. I know that from growing up with him. He's always had a big
If
sack.
he hasn't got a big cock, I'm not here.
Listen, we haven't probably eyed each other
No, but if
dicks for a while.
he doesn't
I'm
have,
sure it's
but if
big.
he doesn't have a big one, I'm not
I'm sure
here.
it's big, but what I do
And
know
I am
is
here, so-
juicy, plump set of balls on Willie Burns.
Yeah.
But he also is a man who knows how to, what's going on?
Well, he comes in and he goes, mate, something's tripping the power because we couldn't get it back up. He goes, something's tripping the power. We find there has been a slight leak overnight. It was torrential in Sydney, heaviest rain I've heard in all my years, just about. Top 5. And there was a bit of water. One of the things was soaked. One of the power boards was soaked. We unplug it. Power comes back on. That's man stuff. So shout out to Will.
Shout out to the electrical system doing its job as well and going, something's not right here.
Water.
Water, shut down.
Shut down. Power down. Much like the brain in a
Knockout situation.
Knockout situation. So,
Anyway, a roundabout way to say Will's got big, plump, juicy balls. Cody.
and we've got a really nice design that you're going to knock up for us, and I can't wait to see how it looks.
the Jakes.
So, Jake, I think that he could. I hope he's just walking around camp, giving the thumbs up to everyone, telling everyone how great the state is, and telling everyone how he won the Forbidden Shield the year before.
Yeah, it's a cool captain.
And he's so humble and so, reserved that he didn't even want to lift the shield himself. That's how nice a guy.
That's how nice a guy he is. Now, Reece
Now,
Robson, number
back
9,
row,
pass, Peck
back
Sprouse.
row, back
Payne
row,
Haas,
back
Payne Haas
row.
injury cloud. Payne Haas injury cloud. Quad. Surely you just go to Payne, just go lay down, bruh.
Yeah.
Let's get him a sunbed. I don't know where Daly's. I wonder where Daly's taking the boys, whether it's back to the Blue Mounts.
Can we look into that? I would say this time, Payne Haas has 10 days to lay down.
Yep. Is there any, and also just maybe keep an eye on any current breaking news that may be happening around the team and the announcements.
But if you're Payne Haas and you can lay down for 10 days, then you're ready.
Lay down and then get up, and like maybe we'll get you on an exercise bike just to warm the quad up, and then it's go time, baby.
Or maybe we get some like altitude training stuff, or the hype, when they run without the gravity machines.
Yes, I do. The Gravitron.
Get him on the Gravitron.
Yep.
And
Get him to work.
slowly increase the load to the pin. Los Pinos.
Now, back row, we picked it. We called it.
Oh, you and I picked it. Dude,
Oh, yeah.
You and I are so smart.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying Liam Martin, Angus, like no one was saying rather Liam Martin, Angus Crichton, Isaiah Yeo.
No, they all had different, you know.
And you and I were like, dude, Liam Martin definitely, Angus Crichton definitely, and Isaiah Yeo definitely. He's
Welcome.
the captain.
New
well done.
Skip. Well
New
done.
Skip.
Great team. Great captain.
Mate, Dubbo
Dubbo, stand up.
has another captain. I don't know if we've had one before.
Well, he's also Dubbo has the national and state captaincy.
Wow. Fuck yeah, Dubbo. What a beautiful moment for Dubbo.
Speaking of Dubbo, the next player.
Oh.
Now, I bumped into him yesterday.
Oi, how often would you see a Dubbo born into a Dubbo born?
I don't know if you'd see it very often at all.
That's 13 Isaiah Yeo into 14 Connor Watson. Heard of him?
So yesterday I was going to get a coffee with my wife, Steph.
Waff.
And
Waff.
Hazel.
Waff.
Wife. My wife. And I'm in there with my young baby. Everyone gooing and garring over her because she's cute as a rugby league button. And who do I see in the corner with his partner? But I'm like, out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, holy shit, there must be someone hot as all fuck over there because it's like my eyes are drawn.
Well, you've always been drawn to beauty.
Who isn't?
Blind people.
Well, that's true. It's a great point.
But that's it.
That's probably it, though.
But there is a drawn to beautiful sounds and music.
And smell.
And smell.
If you're blind. Anyway, Connor's there. We get chatting. Hazel starts just charming up the joint.
Oh, really?
Just giggling at him, smiling, this and that.
Well, she loves beauty too.
Of course she does. Anyway, he hadn't found out yet. I was like, what's going on? What's going on here, bro? He's like, mate, I'm just fucking waiting by the phone. So it looked like a nervy day.
Of course it would be. Of course it would be. He'd be particularly nervy because of the chatter around a Luai off the pine, a Pap off the pine, etc., etc., etc. I've always been of the belief, you as well, Tom, that you need someone from Dubbo base to play that sort of role, which is an everyman's role, which is a basically all positions on the field covered role. He's Mr. Versatile.
Well, he's utility of note. And
I'd say he's the utility in the game. That's my opinion.
Yep. I mean, he's starting most games now, but
I'm saying
yes.
for utility value.
Yeah.
With a capital V.
But he's just also a good dude. You know, I like seeing good people have good things happen to them.
Well, that's the way it should be, Tom. I've always been of that belief.
And I don't know whether, I reckon a couple of years ago you would have potentially thought that Connor Watson was never destined for higher honours. That's not because he wasn't good or like he was a first grade footballer, but he went from the Roosters to the Knights. Knights have got a bit of Tiger's dust about him. You know, you don't know.
Well,
he comes back to the Roosters though. I know.
He came back to the Roosters and unfortunately did his knee, ACL maybe.
He did his knee early, but they also had cheese, and it was just all a bit.
But he was out for ages. Comes back, then he was in reserve grade, and then he just went biblical.
Bulls.
He had one of the great years last year, so putting him back in is an absolute no-brainer. Will do a job for the state. He also came on last year and was like, he's the one that gave it to Luai. Luai gives the best scores a try in the 62nd minute. The rest is history.
Was it Crichton? I thought Angus Crichton was involved in that as well.
I think it was. I don't know if Crichton was involved, but
so I thought Crichton did the hit up and then
was.
got back up and was already there. That might have been a different try. We'll find that final try.
Did Crichton offload it and then Connor scooped it up? Potentially
Yes,
to Luai.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Also
Really
torn
well
patella, 500 days he was out.
Sorry?
Connor had a torn patella.
How long?
That, 500 days.
Jesus
there you go.
day.
There you go.
Jesus.
That's a long time.
500 days.
Now, 15th, Spencer Lenu.
Did you watch him on the weekend?
I did.
He was a fucking... He knocked out Saluka Fafita from the
That was
Dogs.
a really good game.
It was a great game.
That was a really good game.
And we'll get to that.
Yes,
but
we
he
will.
knocked that guy the fuck out, and he almost knocked Max King out in the opening exchanges. He is
He's
a
our-
psychopath.
Well, he's our cunt play.
He is the preeminent cunt in rugby league, and I mean that purely from a playing sense. I don't mean as a. I'm not making a value statement about the person. He's the sort of guy who might kill me if I said that.
That word's highly versatile, Tom. Always
Yes, it
has
is.
been, always will be. You're using it in the he's
Tough
got
cunt.
cunt within him.
Yes, tough cunt.
Tough cunt play. It scares the bejeebers out of people.
He's got crazy eyes, dude.
Yes, mate. Imagine coming on. Imagine looking up and Spencer's come on after 20,
Running
25
at
minutes when the initial stings come out of the game and old crazy eyes starts trucking the seed or throwing the shoulder into your stern, short for sternum.
Yep. He's
In fact,
he's
you could argue that saying stern and then explaining that it's short for sternum makes it longer. But
well,
get
it actually
over
probably
But get
it's
over
counterproductive
But
because
get over it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Get over
it. Not my problem.
Not my problem.
Yeah.
If you're a bit dim, not my problem.
No.
Listen, he's going to be a handful come Wednesday night in a couple of weeks, or 10 days rather. And I cannot wait to see him snap people in half, particularly weak cuck Queenslanders.
Well, dude, we'll get to that team in a moment, but you're right.
It's a cuck side.
Oh, bro. Well, it's got me concerned for the whole concept, to be honest.
Hudson Young, we were picking this. We were picking him.
Well,
off
of
the
course
pine.
we picked him.
Because you need a Maitland boy on your side. That's
you do.
why.
You need a tough Maitland stock.
Anyone worth their salt knows that you need a Maitland boy in any side that is representative in nature.
Yes. He's been in and out of that Origin team. I don't know whether they use him right. I don't know whether they use him well enough. I don't know whether it's like, but I'm just glad he's back there because it's like his club form is undeniable. So you know, listen, I'm just going to focus on my club footy and the rest will take care of itself. He is the quintessential. Oh, listen, the rest will take care of itself because you keep dropping me. I get picked and then I get dropped and then I get picked and then I drop. All I can do is go back to clubland and take and let the rest.
Well,
take
the Raiders
care
are
of itself.
coming second as far as I'm aware, and he's a
Third, maybe.
well, second or third. He's a big part of that.
He's an absolute weapon.
He's a massive part of that.
Weapon.
He's a huge part of that.
He's
Third.
Third after the Warriors. There you go.
Weapon.
He's a big part of that.
What a bizarre top
We
three.
will
We'll
talk
get to that.
about that later on. Campbell Graham, 18th man. I've got to say this has come like I didn't see this coming.
No, I think there's a couple of reasons for Campbell Graham. Bradman Best injured. Well, Mr. Stern. Howard Stern.
True. Trying to make it easier for the dim.
Bradman Best
Yep.
injured. Tommy Turbo, not in the reckoning.
Injured.
Tell you who I would have liked to have seen over Campbell Graham, who I think actually deserved it, no disrespect to Campbell, is Cooler. And I'm sure there's like some other ones I'm not even thinking of, but Cooler has fucking ripped this year. He's ripped. I'm a Manly fan. I'm a biased Manly fan. Hi, I'm Tom. Cooler's ripped.
Yeah, he's been amazing. Yep.
Now, I don't know whether I am missing things. Like maybe his defense has been shit. I don't remember it being shit. I've watched every Manly game.
I don't.
It's fast as fuck, strong.
Runs that tidy line.
He runs a tidy line, calves that won't quit. Campbell Graham has been he's been not even really doing anything.
Can I be honest with you? I've watched quite a few Rabbitohs games this year. I don't remember Campbell Graham. I
think he's been injured for a large part of the year.
I don't remember being that impressed by his performances. I don't think he certainly hasn't scored a try this year, as far as I'm aware.
No. Again, well, Tango for the Panthers. I mean, only in the sense of like he's been up and about and he's been good for a while.
But listen, in Loz we trust.
Maybe he's been
obviously.
shit. Actually, Targo might have been shit. I don't even.
In Loz we trust.
In Loz we trust. I'm just thinking like for an 18th man, like what?
Well, I think like Campbell Graham's probably one of the best, if not the best. Oh, probably after Crichton, defensive centre in the comp, and he's been in and around the setup for a few years.
Yeah, but
so I think at least I think he was awesome last night. I know it was against the Tigers, but I think
I didn't watch yesterday. He might have been really good.
You lost last night.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, no, I'm just worth pointing out. Campbell Graham's a selection where whatever, you know.
Well, it's 18th man, but
I don't care.
But I tell you what, I will feel less pleased about our centre pairing if
Crichton's injured.
If it's Trell and Campbell Graham.
If Crichton's injured,
well, yeah, that would suck.
That would be devastating.
Stink the house.
What's he been sent for scans on?
I'll check.
I think it's a groin or a quad.
Leave it with me.
Might be a groin. I think it's a groin.
Or a calf or a hemi?
It was a groin. He wasn't kicking in the Dogs game.
Yeah, I think you're right, Tom, but I will confirm.
I read the newspapers, guys.
Do you?
Sorry to flex.
Front to back, back to front.
Back. Don't read the newspapers for the news. Read it for the sport. Because
groin.
Because like news in the news, even sports news in the newspapers is often a day old, 2 days old. You're like, oh, there's a photo of someone in this. You're like, oh, you mean that thing that was on their Instagram fucking 6 weeks ago? Cool, dude. Cool. Anyway.
Groin stuff. Stefano
and Hamole
19th and 20th man,
Yeah.
respectfully. Congratulations to the New South Wales Blues, looking terrific.
Punters and dribblers, we're brought to you as always by our good friends at Four Pines, but this week we're shining the light on something a little darker, taller, darker, and handsome, and that's their foray into the dark lager.
Four Pines Dark Lager, punters and dribblers. Let me get down to a simple, undeniable truth. When she's getting cold, when the fires are roaring, okay, when the mist rolls in, when the fog sets in, Tom, you get a dark lager and you get into your fucking work.
That's right.
Because that's gospel for me in these darker months.
Yep.
Dark lagers are gospel.
Dark lagers, fireplace, some sort of a pie.
Yeah, exactly. Shepherd pie.
A shepherd's pie, steak and kidney pie.
Pies.
A pie.
A pie.
But we've got early access, so you losers can't get it yet. And I mean losers in a loving way. We got it early.
We did. We got it early because we're important and you're not. But you can get it. You can get it on June 2nd
Yep.
by nipping down to your BWS's and your Dan Murphy's.
Yep.
June 2nd. This is undeniable.
Yep.
This is undeniable stuff. June 2nd, just around the corner. BWS and Dan Murphy's nationally. That side humps the fuck out of this Queensland side.
It humps the house down.
Like, this side sucks.
As I said, I'm worried about the future state of origin when they roll out teams like this. I don't mean disrespect by that, but we have made a career, if you can call this job that, out of calling it as we see it. Down the line.
We are down the line operators.
Yeah.
In fact, if you were to pull me over in America and do a sobriety test on me, I'm walking that line straight up and down.
Johnny
baby.
Cash style.
Johnny Cash, edit to you. Kalen Ponga in the one. Kalen Ponga is a terrific footballer who scares the fuck out of me. In fact, he scares this. He's second most scary player in this side for me, always has been.
There's probably 3 real scary players in that side that like genuinely strike fear into me bones.
I'm putting him second most scary player.
Who's your third?
Probably Hamiso.
Thank you. And number 1 is obviously Cam Monster.
Obviously, that goes without saying. He won an Origin series by himself. Read a book. Kalen Ponga doesn't seem to suffer from shit club form or shit club players or shit club energy.
Listen, super coaches say something else, but
When he comes into Origin, he gets the dust off him.
well, the difference, he is generational, and that's the difference. Generationally speaking, you are able to dust yourself off when you get into the big dog teams.
Dust your shoulders off?
Yeah, dust them shoulders off. He terrifies me. And again, down the line operators here, Kalen Ponga terrifies us.
With good reason.
With good reason.
Played his first game in Origin off the pine, played in the middle of the field as a back rower, shit down our throats, Masood style.
He Masooded us.
It was awful. Xavier Coates, if you watched him in that Storm game, oh my God. One of the great hat tricks. Dude, he jumped like 50 floors.
He
He jumped 50 floors,
50
Tom.
floors, dude.
50 floors, Coates.
Yeah. 50 floors are whores.
Mate.
It's hard to say because obviously we've got your Marky Mark try coming up that we'll talk about as well. But like,
How many Coates paint tins did he jump?
what?
If you got Coates paint tins,
What?
how many did he jump?
Why would you? Why?
I want to know.
Like coats of paint?
Yeah, no. Tins of Coates paint.
Why paint?
Isn't that Coates? Coates is a paint?
Is it?
Is that a brand? Or am I thinking Coates?
It's coat, I believe. Coat paint.
Coat paint.
Paints.
Okay, listen, you're close enough, but very long bow. I don't know.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise we did them here. I didn't realise we did long bows.
Yeah, but you said it like you were having an aneurysm, so I couldn't even understand what you were saying.
I was so excited about how high he jumped. Xavier Coates, terrific.
How high was it? Has anyone done that measurement yet?
Well, they did it for Ronaldo when he scored that header once. They need to do it for Coates last
Because that was
night.
like 3 meters. Like, how high was his head? 3-4 meters? Floors?
Oh, I reckon he jumped off the ground 1.5 meters.
Well, he was on the shoulders of another man.
Hot.
And I'm 1.7, so that man would have been at least, you'd imagine,
more than
1.8.
1.5 meters.
I'm saying his feet.
I reckon his feet would have been higher than 1.5 meters. After he launches off for the hanger,
2 metres then. 3.
3 metres.
I think he is at least 4 metres up.
How tall is he? 6'2", 6'3"?
He'd be 6'3", wouldn't he? 6'4".
It was ridiculous.
This is all just napkin math.
It's all napkin math, but it's to say that like there wouldn't be many other hangers better in the history of the game.
I think it's the highest I've ever seen someone jump in
Same.
rugby league.
It's him and Falau in terms of the highest I've ever seen. Like I don't think I've ever seen anyone that high except maybe Falau.
That's stuck out in my brain as no one's jumped that high.
But some people like with that Marky Mark one, we put the video up and some people are like, calm down, mate. This isn't fucking the best try ever. I'm like, what are you talking about? That try was fucked, and maybe not the best try, but
it's in the
conversation.
It's on the.
It's like that's not recency bias, dude. You're seeing something incredible, and everyone's shitting their collective pants. That's one of the highest hangers I've ever seen. That'd get Mark of the Year in AFL
easily.
Do you want to watch these?
No one in AFL can jump that high.
Huh?
Do you want to watch it?
Yeah, I'll watch it again. I don't think anyone in the NRL can jump that. AFL can jump that high, and that's. I'm not being codist.
No, this isn't coded. It's just they aren't athletes.
I mean, it even got Dan Gorringe excited.
Exactly.
There you go. And Dan gets it. Shout out to him. Who else gets it? We do. We get it.
Oh,
and
we
we're
get it.
listen. I hope that it's coming across the way I intend it to, which is we are playing this Queensland side straight down the line.
Straight back.
We're giving it
The respect it deserves.
1,000%. This is a man that gets. Oh my goodness. I actually think he jumps 2.5 metres.
Dude.
Who's that 14?
Atkinson.
Yeah, Dan Atkinson.
RIP. Unlucky. Stone Street off the field. Not
They
to put him
they
on
lost
the-
2 outside backs. Stone Street and someone else because they had to bring bloody Talakai on.
That flick pass from Talakai. We'll get to that game. Hell of a game. Get back to that. Get back to this side, which obviously we're worried about. Side note.
Xavier Coates, he can jump really high. Well done. Robert Toyer.
Bolter. Oi, you need a bolter. I'm concerned about.
You don't need a bolter.
Well, you don't need one. Sorry, that's a great. It's a great point. But I don't mind. Like you say, Max King's a bolter. Robert Toyer a bolter. What I would say about my concerns.
Robert
here
Toyer's
is-
starting.
and he's up against Trell Mid. That's it. And I'm wondering whether he realised. I wonder whether he packed his soap and his shower cap because Trell's going to give him a bath.
Bath time, baby.
It's bath time for Robbie Toyer.
Bath time,
for
baby.
Bobby T.
Bobby T. Pack your soap, big boy. You're gonna get bath.
You're going to get bathed.
Know that. Like you've been good for the Roosters.
It's
Shout
not
out
to
you.
say that.
But
I'm very happy for him.
But
bath time.
But it's bath time because you're playing Trell Mid. That's it.
Yeah, bath time.
And all I'm going to say to you is good luck
Hope you packed your rubber ducky.
because you're going to
your
need
soaps.
it. Yeah, you're going to come out with webbed fingers, or when it gets like
Pruny hands.
pruny hands, not webbed,
Not webbed.
pruny.
He's
but
not,
in
he's not
fact,
going to evolve while he's in the
well, but he's going to be in the bath so long he might come out webbed.
Yeah, okay, right. But it's going to be an absolute bath time.
It's going to be a bath time.
It's bath time.
Hamiso.
Terrifying.
I would say this, brah. Fingers crossed Crichton's defending you. That's tough.
Well, good luck if Crichton's defending you.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Good luck. Hammer's a really good player, though, and you've got two of your most terrifying players
Nah,
out of the way early.
Hammer scares me, and that's that.
That's that.
Hammer scares me, and that's that.
Val Holmes onto the wing now.
So Murray Tuolungi injured?
Murray injured.
Cobbo
Selwyn
injured.
Injured.
Wrist.
Yes. Too much wanking. Tough.
Or handing him out. If that's his, I don't know.
Well, wanking's being done. Doesn't matter who's getting it.
Great point. Wanking doesn't need to be
On yourself.
an individual
Well, it
act,
doesn't need
does
to be
it?
self-served.
No. Because you can get, yes. You're
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You can-
no, that's a great point.
I could do it to you right now.
Yes, you could. So
Val Holmes.
you would
listen,
have assumed Val would have been the centre for Toya, the bolter.
Yeah.
Now moves to wing. I would say
Val's been there, done that.
because
Val's good.
Murray's not playing.
But there was also some Cobbo chat. Val, been there, done that. Val's a good player. Again, bit of dragon dust. And a bit older.
Yeah,
Old
but
Val.
the Dragons are off a nice win.
I know. You're
But
right.
against the shit side, you could argue.
Yeah. You know, I read...
Water found its level on the weekend. Know that.
I don't know, dude. Did it?
I-
Sharks
no.
beat the fucking Storm.
As in, no, but I honestly think that you start to look at some sides and go, okay, you're legit, you're not.
Too legit.
You're
to quit.
shit.
Well, we'll get to that. Let's save that because we are talking about an underwhelming side here.
And the Sharks earned some respect on the weekend.
Listen.
They did.
Wait, Edward. You must keep your powder dry.
Nah, just going to get it out now.
No, because I got some things to say. Munster, Cherry Evans, yeah, old dogs, veterans. I'm happy.
We heard a whisper that Cherry Evans wasn't getting picked.
And I was going to be fucking fuming.
We heard that rumour.
That just would have been the height of disrespect.
Did we not hear that rumour?
But unfortunately, Cherry Evans got the chockies over Dearden for Manly. So I was like, sorry, Dearden. Kick rocks, loser. Now, Mo Fodawaker and Tino at the front rows. Obviously, you know what? Yeah, we left out someone who scares me.
Tino.
No, Harry Grant.
Oh, yeah,
He
fully.
scares the fuck out of me as well.
Yeah, he's actually maybe even...
He's actually might be ahead of...
I actually probably
He
put
might
him
be,
ahead. Yeah, I
he
think
might
so.
be second.
Harry Grant.
Harry Grant, he might be one of my favourite. Again, down the line, guys.
So didn't play on the weekend?
No, he did.
Or he did play?
He did. He came back. He was in the 19. So he wasn't named.
Oh,
was he?
true. Yeah.
He's... Me and Luke Bracey heard of him. We're talking about this on the weekend when we were getting absolutely... Listen, I had one of the great Korean barbecue feeds of my life on the weekend. That's all I'll say. It's as far as I'll go.
How was the stomach on Sunday?
I didn't eat until like 7 o'clock the next day. I was so fucked up from it.
At night?
Yeah.
You didn't eat all day?
No.
You had that much barbecue in you?
Dude, we ate so much Korean barbecue, it was fucked. Like, Artie, he ordered, and we were just like, dude, it was like 8 of us. It was like, just get everything. Because I don't know. Like, we'd been at the pub all night. We were just like, just get everything. It was meaty burps all day. Now, we were talking about if you were to start a
sounds
team, if you
pleasant.
were starting a team,
Yep.
Harry Grant would probably be the first picked for us. It's like Harry Grant. He is the consistency of that guy. He is elite.
He's one of the first picked, for sure.
No, we're saying to be our first picked.
Over Cleary.
Well, look where Cleary's side is. And I'm not saying Nathan isn't good. I love Nathan, but we're like, Nathan's the obvious one that you would go, well, what about fucking Cleary? Harry Grant, dude. Anyway. Mo Fodawaker, I didn't think he was... Who's out for these guys to pick Mo? Have they lost someone? Or is Mo just the guy?
Mo's played a handful of games before. I'm not sure who's out.
Who else are we talking about with our friend Denon Kemp? Mr. Grumpy himself.
I can't remember.
But obviously, or
Did
maybe
we-
it was going to be Ruben. Maybe that's
No,
Ruben Cotter. And
So what it
Tino?
was, they've lost. They've like Gilbert and shit's out.
Gilbert's out.
So they've got. So we actually had Cotter in the front row with Tino, but now Cotter's in the back row because Gilbert's out.
Yes. So you've got Ruben Cotter and Jeremiah Nanai.
Yeah. Credit to us for being so smart and remembering.
Pat Carrigan. Do you see what happened to his lip?
Disgusting.
I had. You know what the fuck? Some people post that. It might have been UNRL Physio. Shout out to you, but this is a critique coming your way. In the caption of the photo with his lip all fucked up, it's like content warning. It's like, no, you need to have the warning over the actual image so I don't just see it.
Well, the first one I saw, it was a swipe to it,
Nah.
which was smart.
Now, I'm
did swipe.
pretty sure the physio did not have that on there. And I was like, fuck me, that is fucking disgusting. Please, God, don't do that. And don't have it in the caption like, oh, this is going to be gross. It's like, well, I've already seen it, brother. I've already seen it. You've already
Because
ruined
I
my
saw him in
afternoon.
the sheds afterwards holding his jaw, and I'm like, geez, that looks broken. But it was just one of the most scat lips of all time.
Yeah, scat lip. Nanai, listen. Nanai. I mean, you know, he was dropped to reserve grade, so the defensive frailty. Looks like a target to me. Looks like a target for us, Ed. Looks like a target. We're going to develop some game plans. Looks like a target for me, mate.
I'm
defensive frailties, bro.
pretty sure he's going to be a target.
Defensive frailties, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure he's going to be target.
Is Ruben Cotter big enough? Is he a big enough body? I guess that's a concern.
Pretty sure they're not going to be a target.
Is Ruben Cotter a big enough body?
Well, he's small.
He's
guy.
a diminutive guy.
He's about this big.
You fit him in your pocket.
He's like, woo, hey, got that? What you doing?
Gonna put you in my pocket. And I'm comparing him to our side, not to us.
No, exactly. Compared to our side, it's like, oh, Ruben Cotter, I'm going to put you in my back pocket, and I'm going to bring you out, and you're going to be like a little ornament on the desk.
Yeah, hey, Ruben, I'm going to put you on like a little chimey dial and put you in my kid's cot, and you're going to just...
I get you out at Christmas time.
Yeah, that's it. Put you on the shelf.
You're ornamental.
Yeah. Elf on a shelf.
Yeah. Cotter on a shelf.
Cotter on a shelf.
That's with all due respect, it's just compared to our side.
That's all we're doing here. We're comparing sides, and Ruben Cotter is elf on a shelf.
Compared to our side, Nanai can't defend, and Cotter is an elf on the shelf.
And then Patrick Carrigan's lips are all fucked, so I don't know how he's going to play. You know what I mean?
Well, he's got loose lip.
Loose lips sink ships.
Yeah, that's what they say. It's sunk many ships before.
And he's also a hot boy, and I think he's going to be really worried.
Well,
what does this mean for me moving forward?
It's a great point. If he rocked a shaved head and he wasn't so
slut stranded up,
and he wasn't so obsessed with his looks,
anal bleaching and that,
then I think he goes out there and he can do a job. But he's clearly so obsessed with his appearance,
being hot,
that I think this is going to really upset him because he's cosmetically driven.
He is cosmetically driven. He is. It's a great way of putting it.
He gets his nails done. He has he's a slutty man bun, and his face is his life.
Yeah. Do you remember when?
And he got bashed by Adam Reynolds.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
That's an aside.
That's an aside, but it's worth noting. Do you remember when Luke Rockhold, UFC fighter, hot as fuck, fought Mike Perry in bare knuckle boxing? You may not remember that.
No.
Mike Perry fucked him up so badly. He punched him in the face, split his lip, and fucked all his teeth. But he wasn't like knocked out or anything. He was just like, I'm too hot for this. Luke Rockhold's like, I'm really, really hot. And this guy is destroying that. He is destroying the fuck out of it. My teeth are fucked. My lip is complete. I need to get out now. I've lost this one. Nuh-uh. So he just went, fuck, no, fuck that, I'm done. Right? That to me is the concern if I'm a Queenslander, which I'm not, and I'm grateful for that. By the grace of God, I am not a stinky fucking Queenslander.
Yeah, by the grace of God.
But I would be concerned if I was one about having someone being too hot and being cosmetically driven.
1,000%. Because Luke Rockhold, he taught us something that night.
He did.
Which is that you can be too hot for bare knuckle boxing, which is what this is.
Yes, this is
rugby. State of origin is as close as you can get, and if you're already going in with a compromise,
you know what it is? It's bare knuckle ballet.
That's exactly right. If you're going in with a compromised lip and you are cosmetically driven,
which he is,
as evidenced by the slut strands, the man bun, and the painted nails, it's obvious. Draw the dots,
connect them,
or connect them. Yes, you connect dots, don't you?
You do. Well, if you draw, we're connecting.
Well, you're drawing lines to connect dots.
Yeah, that's right.
Then Patrick Carrigan, I would say, probably has the worst game of his career. Tom Dearden at 14, that makes a lot of sense. Astute rugby league eyes and mouths and analysts saw that coming.
But again, off the back of a loss, off the back of an absolute god-awful performance.
Yeah, but off the back of a poor season, really.
Yeah.
I mean, they've slipped to 8th, we're 7th. Get that up, yeah.
And you know what? It's a very close competition.
Yeah, but get that up, yeah.
No, get it right up, yeah. Sit and twist sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Very close competition. But if you were to just look at the North Queensland Cowboys at the moment,
I would implore you to look.
I'd ask you just to look.
Use your eyes.
Use them or lose them. They have gone on a lose to the Warriors. I don't know what their record is at beyond this because I don't look that hard. Lose to the Warriors, draw with the Panthers, yuck, and then get butt fucked by Manly. Like, not a great form line to be looking at for Tommy Dearden of, I'm going to kick Cherry Evans out of the side.
Yeah.
No, you're not, cuz.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. You can't even fucking win a game.
Worth noting, if the Panthers didn't have the bye this weekend, they'd be dead last. Dead last.
Yeah, and you're drawing with them.
And but not just drawing, down 12-0, down by 12
Pulled
points.
it out of your bumhole, really.
Exactly. Cost me a triple. So, lucky to make the side. Is that where we get to?
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah.
It feels like, he's lucky that Ben Hunt's injured.
Okay.
You know?
16, Beau Fermor. Everyone getting
You just
there.
skipping Lindsay Collins, the Monstar?
Oh, sorry. I did. Monstar, listen, it's all. We've said everything that needs to be said, read Lindsay.
He's a good player, though.
He's a good player. He's a red nut. He looks like that big, tall, lanky Monstar in the original Space Jam, the only Space Jam I watched
Yeah.
or care about.
Yep.
Lindsay Collins, good on you. He's a red nut. You need one on every side. Beau Fermor plays for the Titans. That's my biggest concern.
And I think the concern for anyone north of the Tweed.
You're coming into camp. Tino doesn't count because he's generational, but you're coming into
Also
camp.
born in Orange, not a big deal.
You're coming into camp off the back of a pathetic season, playing for a pathetic side with absolutely no go about you.
He has stood out in a pathetic side having a pathetic season.
Is that hard to do?
Well, listen, you only have to be a little bit better than the rest of your shit side to stand out, don't you? But he has been all right.
No, he's been good.
He's been okay.
He's been good. It's more coming in with Titans dust on you.
Oh, no, I get it, dude. Don't think I'm speaking in a positive way about Beau Fermor right now.
Yeah.
I am merely saying in a shit side having a shit season, he's been probably the best player.
I reckon if you went out onto the street now today in Queensland and interviewed the punter and said, have you heard of Beau Fermor today? A lot of people wouldn't know who he is. Now, I'm not talking about people that love their rugby league. I'm talking about just normal Queenslanders.
Yeah.
And that's concerning.
If you thought that, I think what you would do is you'd hold up photos of Beau Fermor and Trent Liero and go, do you know these guys' names?
Yep.
I know the name.
People probably go, is that my local member?
Yes, exactly. Oh, is that who did he beat Dutton for the seat of whatever?
Yeah, for Warwick.
Now, I don't want
Or
that to
Jubilee.
sound... It was the seat of Jubilee. I don't want that to sound as disrespectful as it probably does to Beau Fermor and Trent Liero.
You just don't have a whole lot of lineup about you.
Well, it's just that I think, maybe this is like your Deb Ball. This is where you're getting introduced to society, because now I don't know
and
the fuck you are.
sometimes smoke shows get delivered at Deb Balls, or they come out at Deb Balls. You know?
This might be
With plenty
your
about
coming
them.
out party.
Yeah. He might come out.
He might come out, and that's cool, man.
That's fine, man.
We're cool
In 10
with that.
days' time,
Trent and Beau
come out. And we live in inclusive times, and that's fine.
Fucking oath. Well, I mean, yes, of course.
And that's fine.
But this could be their coming out party.
We might be made to eat our rugby league words. And you know what? To all those fucking losers at home being like, oh, we're going to show you. Show us then.
Show us.
I don't mind if you show us. I'm prepared to come in here and give shit to my side if we don't get the chockies, which I fully expect we will because I think we sweep. But I'll come in here.
We've been shown before.
I've been shown many times. I've taken my licks, and that's fine. But
we got to call it.
you got to be fair income in this game, punters and dribblers. You got to be able to call it as you see it. And if you don't, you're a fence-sitting coward.
Yeah.
And who's got time for them?
So, is Trent Liero I know he plays for the Storm, and obviously there's some very good dust about that. Was he the one that fucked their game against the Raiders for Magic Round?
Yeah.
As in,
he got the penalty and then he gave away knocked the ball on or some shit. Anyway,
his name's Trent though. That's not nothing.
Oh, dude, that's probably the scariest thing about it is a Trent in state colours.
Well, no, not just a Trent in state colours, but a Trent in state colours coming out.
A representative Trent coming out.
Yeah,
party. Could be anything. Shout out to Guru.
Kurt Mann. The 18th man.
Yeah, the 18th Kurt.
Jesse Arthurs.
I thought you were a Kiwi fan, to be fair.
I'm telling you right now, in the try he scored with like a minute or two to go yesterday, I thought to myself, geez, he's hot, that bloke. He's got to be top 5 hot blokes in the comp, Jesse Arthurs.
The funny thing is he's been right under our rugby league nose for so long.
Gorgeous.
But he put a couple of blonde flecks through the hair and you're like, oh, way.
He also grew it out.
And he grew it out.
He went down to his local salon, Tom. He flicked through those old school books where they had all the looks in it. And he goes,
lookbooks.
The lookbooks. He said, give me this. Give me this look.
Yeah, give me the hot as fuck look, please.
Give me the 2005 hot boy look.
Yeah, the boy band hot boy look.
Yeah. I mean, that made careers.
Yeah.
That look.
Yeah, it did. All right, we are asking you shall receive. Bush poet shit. Don't even read the quote. Just go across straight to the video.
But this team you don't necessarily pick. Like I never remembered picking Queensland as a team. It picked me, and that's why it's so big. That's why we get the opportunity to play in such an atmosphere, because you don't generally pick it. It picks you.
So, just trying to unpack that.
Yeah. Do you want to hear that one more time? Just that one, just the quote.
Yeah, I'm going to need to hear it one more time.
Just one more time.
Yeah, I'm going to need to hear it one more time.
This is Queensland's true team. So
Queensland's
everyone's got
true
their
team.
NRL team. This team you don't necessarily pick. Like I never remembered picking Queensland as a team. It picked me, and
Bang.
that's why it's so big. That's why we get the opportunity to play in such an atmosphere, because you don't generally pick it. It picks you. This is.
So, just to unpack that, what Billy's saying is that everyone's got their own NRL team that they support.
Yeah.
Because you pick it.
Yeah.
But the Queensland side, it picks you.
It picks you, dude. Which is, look, it's
So I'm just, if you're a young Queensland boy or girl, are you expecting a knock on the door from Queensland?
from Queensland Rugby League
Saying you've been
"Boy,
picked?"
You've been picked to support your state side. I feel like
It's not about where you were born. It's about getting you
It's about
got
getting
to get tapped on the shoulder.
well, I mean, that may be sort of convenient phraseology from Billy, because I think Roasty went through the side and about fucking 40% of them weren't born in Queensland. So
40%.
of the side wasn't actually born in Queensland.
And before I throw heaps of shade, what percentage of the New South Wales side wasn't born in New South Wales?
I would say
none.
I would say they're all born in New South Wales.
If I'm guessing, I'd say
Yeah,
none.
if
But I'd like to be careful.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. Fuck that. Listen, dude. I love the Bush poet, dude. This is
Mate,
perfect. He just comes straight. He
You picked
slips
it like a
straight
dirty
back
old
into it.
nose. In normal Channel 9 duties, he's just normal old Billy Slater, who won
Greatest
a couple of
fullback of all
comps,
time.
greatest fullback of all time, got stripped of a couple, should have gone to Manly, and then he becomes that Queensland coach, and he becomes a different person.
Well,
I honestly think that he's channeling Banjo Patterson.
That's exactly what happens. Or at least some famous Queensland poet. I don't know if Banjo was from
I
Queensland.
think it was Victorian Banjo.
Well,
Could be
okay,
wrong.
so maybe it's easy.
Could be wrong.
Listen, maybe that probably works, because Billy did spend a lot of time in Victoria. Spent a lot of time down there. A couple of comps. Stripped of a couple too. Should have been Manly's.
Where was Banjo born? Was he a New South Welshman?
I'll check.
Banjo first,
Yeah.
and the rest will fall into place.
Yeah, exactly. But
Orange.
Oh, my apologies. I wasn't aware. I'll not forget now.
no,
I'll not forget now.
apologies to Banjo.
Apology
And
to Banjo. Apologies to his family. Apology to those people screaming at the radios or their audio machines saying
audio machines. Yeah.
he's a fucking New South Welshman. You can't. I now know.
Listen, Billy, where you could just go, yeah, mate, like everyone loves, Queensland. The Queensland side is, it's the central team for everyone up here, right? It brings us all together. It's like, no. Billy's there. He's like almost operating on a different frequency.
Oh, he
where,
is.
where this will do, where this very simple way to say it will do, I'm going to talk about this side as being an ethereal beast that almost has it's a sentient being.
Yes, and it picks you.
It picks you. You don't pick it. Even though I don't think I picked Manly. I think my dad picked it for me, so it's still kind of the same thing.
This where it gets different is, and what he's not really acknowledging is that state of origin implies where you're from. So it's actually your origin that's supposed to decide. Obviously, there's turncoats, but they're outliers, and they are shunned from society for doing
40%
so.
of the team.
But I love that he's going, Mother Queensland has picked you specifically to support her.
Yes. Now, there'll be more bush poetry to come.
That's very.
That's a great start. That's a great start.
He's almost evoking, communist World War II rhetoric, like fight for the motherland, like she's chosen you to fight for it, because he knows they're up against it.
Yeah, this is communist World
We're
War
not the
II.
Germans, by the way. That's just
Whoa. It's
in
just,
that
a
situation.
comparison.
Yes.
He's not saying that we are Germany because we ain't.
No, but Germany lost, and all we do is win.
Yeah, so
We're more like America and England.
we're Australia.
We're the other side of the Allies.
We're the Anzacs, mate.
And the Anzacs, Australia.
The Anzacs.
We're the Allies,
We're the Anzacs, mate.
except not for the Soviets.
Quick thing. Narrow country to the deep north. Can you double check that's what it's called, Will? Is a fucking hectic show. So it's on Amazon, which I have my issues with. Amazon Prime. Make me pay and then put ads in the show.
Yep.
Shame
That's
on
what it's
you.
called.
Narrow country to the deep north. War movie about Anzacs in
Building the
building the railway.
Yeah.
In
with
Jacob Elordi,
Yep.
friend of the show, Sam Parsonson, and a bunch of other. It's like one of the greatest street. Like I was always going to watch it because our boy Simi was in it, but I was just talking to Brace and Streety, who were like, "Bro, it's fucking crazy." And I just, it's one of those things that you just I hadn't got around to it yet. Started watching it last night. Holy fuck!
My sister finished it. She's like, it's insane.
It is insane. I couldn't recommend it enough. It's like one of the best things I've ever seen. It's haunting.
Yeah.
But it is great.
Fucking intense,
Yes.
apparently.
Intense. Me and Steph on the couch like, grrr. I got a couple eps to go. Apparently the next step's heavy. So I'm excited for that. Anyway, bit of war rhetoric. Thought it was a good time to slip in. Narrow country to the deep north. Amazon. Narrow road to the deep north. Amazon Prime. Jacob Elordi. Whoa. That's a style of a bloke.
Well, he's the truth.
Holy shit, dude! I've never really seen him in anything.
Well,
I've
he's
just seen him,
Well, he's our new big thing.
but he's not a tiny little diminutive.
No, he's like
short-
6'6".
He's like huge, dude.
Yeah.
Ripped beyond belief.
Yeah. Would J.E. Jacob Elordi, that's what his friends call him.
Oh, is it?
He's our new big thing.
Big.
Because Australia's always got big things.
Oh, he's big thing, dude. He's like, the Hemsworths are like kick rocks lad.
Yeah, it's a little bit like, okay, you were Thor, now what?
Kick rocks.
Beat it.
You're jacked and hot and probably cool, deep voice, but like, kick rocks.
Beat it. Next generation.
Anyway, great. I just couldn't recommend it enough. Check it out. And shout out to Simi P, Sam Parsonson, our boy, who's in it and is great. Origin. Bill, Bush Poet, thanks for coming. Keep it coming. I'll be interested to see what happens as the week progresses.
Well, there's going to be more. If this is what he's opened with, there's going to be more.
Well, that's also a clip from a 28-minute presser that we just couldn't be bothered to watch.
We're not going to watch it on here.
That's what I mean.
boring
We'll watch
as
it
shit.
afterwards while we eat some lunch.
Originally, I thought that he was implying that he didn't even pick the side. Mother Queensland gave it to him.
And at that point, you go, well, what do you do then? What's your job?
Well, he's a vessel. He's almost like He's almost the walking embodiment of Mother Queensland, and she speaks through him.
Okay, so Billy, the human, he's like the Pope.
Or Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but the Pope is, I think, is God's representative on earth.
Yes, exactly.
God's PR agency. God's manager.
You're absolutely right. The Pope is a great example who obviously went through their inauguration on the weekend. I still have a problem with a yank Pope.
Dude, I've got such a problem with that. You can't be like, hi, how are you going? Like an American accent. It's like, dude, you need to speak Latin.
Well, he does.
Yeah, but only. Don't ever speak English.
Well, when he did his welcome speech, he didn't speak English.
I've heard the Popes with an American accent, and I'm like,
no, it's not. It's off-putting.
ick.
Yep. You need to be. You need to not be yeah.
Billy, the Pope of Queensland.
Yes. Who Mother
Bush
Queensland speaks through.
Yes.
Which would explain how much he
he's
changes.
Correct. Because he
If
puts
you
on
think about
he
it-
puts on the robes, maroon, and he starts poetrying up.
Yep. Floods and bushfires.
Yeah. We're all Queenslanders. We're still Queenslanders.
Yeah, we're all
Mother
Queenslanders.
Queensland.
I am, you are, we
are.
it.
What?
What was his?
Oh, Gabunchi or something?
But what did it mean?
Gesundheit?
What did it mean?
Bazuntu.
Gazebo?
What was this fucking Bazuntu?
But Baluntu. Boyuntu.
Baloo.
Bare necessities. The simple bare necessities.
Correct. The bare necessities.
Think about your
of life.
worries and your strife. It's the
bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
Don't care about your worries and your strife. Bayuntu. I am, you are, we are a Queenslander.
Yes.
Is that it? Cody's looking at me. Switch on, Cody.
Are you looking up anything?
Yeah, I missed the Bayuntu chat, and I'm trying to work out what you're talking about.
You don't know what we're talking about?
There was like a word from Uganda or something that Billy used.
Bayuntu or something like that from 2 seasons ago.
Right, okay.
And it was their
their
war
catch
cry.
cry.
Oh, okay, yeah, leave it with me. I'll have a look.
And it meant something like, I am because we are.
Yeah.
And it was dumb and dribbly. And that's when he started to really kick off.
Yeah. That's when the poetry started going into extreme.
These Mormons, dude.
I know. They keep popping up.
What's going
There's
on?
a Mormon reality show and it keeps just swiping up on our TV and it's like keeping up with the Mormons is how it looks. If
Yeah.
you catch my drift. Placky Surge fake tits.
Ubuntu?
Huh?
Ubuntu?
Ubuntu. There
Which
you go.
means what? I am because you are or something?
I am because we are. Emphasizing unity and collective strength.
Yeah. Okay. Dribbly stuff. Is that Origin though? I'm just like, there's nothing else we've really missed right now.
Well, I would say this to our fellow New South Welshman.
Get the broom.
Buy your brooms. If you don't have one already.
Buy the brooms. I personally, in terms of brooms that I go for, I like a wooden rod and then the wooden bristles that sort of fan out. Like a broom's broom.
I like a broom. No, I don't like a, what are the ones where you,
A mop?
no, like you sort of swip it like that, like you wish it. Like a broom's like a broom, and then there's the other one that's got the longer,
With like the longer bristles.
the longer bristles, and you should have.
See, I like that one.
What's that?
That's a broom, isn't it?
I think it's still a broom, yeah.
Okay, well, let's just get some brooms.
You know
up.
what I'm talking about,
Let's have a
though.
look at some brooms. We're going to need to buy some. Punters Dribbles brought to you by Ned's. Heard of it?
Chang, chang, chang. That's me this week because I was making it rain.
Yes. I technically did as well. We changed on the Women's Origin.
Yes, we did.
We did, in a big way.
Yep.
Took Ned's to Pound Town.
Yeah.
Listen,
Good markets from Ned's.
good markets.
Good markets.
We have a lot of fun. We like to punt. If you like to punt, obviously responsibly, you do it with Ned's. We've got our profiles on there. You can go and follow along, see our bets. You can get in the About Even group. We've got another pot coming up for State of Origin next Wednesday
With the Alpha Blokes.
with the Alpha Blokes. They'll have their own pot. We got our pot.
Oh,
New
is
South
it a
Wales
pot off?
Oh, it's a pot off, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if you're not on Ned's and you want to be a part of a pot off, join immediately.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website. One might expect when we talk a bit of just, your conventional rugby league football, your NRL, that we would be talking about Manly Seagulls dominant win over...
You're talking about your nuts and bolts. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Your meat and potatoes. You'd think that we just started with Manly's dominant win over the Cowboys, but that's not where I want to start. I want to start a bit more newsy. Now, the story was last week, but we'd already done our last show for the week. There's been some confusion over in Western Australia with the Perth Bears and them obviously trying to get members because there's also a gay club over there called the Perth Bears or the Bears in Perth or some shit.
The Bear Trap.
No, it's not called the Bear Trap, is it?
Two and
No,
a half.
that's just the name of the article.
Oh. Okay.
Just find the
this
other
guy's
name.
Right. Oh, Peter Fitzsimons is writing it like he writes.
Yes,
Which
so
is
it's-
full of nothing.
Well, it's just that it's hard to follow if you're just trying to do a podcast on it. Let me see. I think I screenshotted something here about it.
Most major cities even have clubs where hairy, chunky gay bears can meet in their own answer to teddy bears picnics. As a matter of fact, Perth has one, and it's very successful too. It's called the Perth Bears.
Bears Perth.
Bears Perth.
Bears Perth, excuse me.
Now, they had to put up a thing here on their website. Rugby fans, take note. Bears Perth is a social group for gay men established in 1993 and incorporated as Bears Perth in 1997. We are not associated with the newly announced NRL club called the Perth Bears. Please do not sign up for membership if you are here to join the rugby league club. Eligibility. Bears Perth is a social club for male and male presenting people over the age of 18. For male and male presenting. Right. Okay, sure. Whatever. Honest mistake. Right?
Bears Perth. If you're a bear, and this is in a gay sense, and you want to come down to our get-togethers,
Yes.
then join Bears Perth.
Not Perth Bears.
If you're into rugby league and you want to support Western Australian rugby league in Perth,
Yeah.
then support the Perth Bears.
Do you know what I think has happened? This I could be way off because I'm not super up to date on my gay culture. But since the Bears, North Sydney Bears, went into administration or whatever the hell happened, they got kicked out of the comp, I feel like the term bear has become far more prominently associated with gays. I don't know whether it was always a really obvious thing that like bears were gay men. I don't know, but certainly just in my own ability.
But they're a type of gay man.
That's what I mean.
Big and hairy.
Yeah, big hairy gay men. But I don't know whether that's become way more prominent in the time the Bears have been away. So if you're a bear, a North Sydney Bear, your team gets kicked out of the comp, you don't expect that when you come back, your mascot is actually a big gay man. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's now they're over there and it's like, well, of course there's a gay club called the Perth Bears or the Bears Perth. Because that's what, you know what I'm saying?
Is there an opportunity here to tap into an existing community and an existing market? I mean, they're worried about memberships. You've already got a big, successful community over there that's ripe for the picking.
Yeah.
All it'll take is a few little adjustments. Call them the Perth Bears and then just have the logo as a big grizzly gay guy.
It's a big grizzly gay dude with some arseless leather chaps.
Yeah, who just bends over other teams.
That's where the Tiger Claw should be coming in.
Yeah.
Perth Bears.
And that's their that's
their thing.
No, but that's their saying. We'll bend you over.
But PVL, when he
That's amazing.
When he did his press conference over there with the WA Premier Mike McKinsky or whatever his name is, he was like
Bones. Bones McKinsky.
Bones McKinsky, I think is his name. He was like, the beauty with Peter V'landers is that he's a thinker of outside the box.
Yep.
He was even talking about doing some crossover with the Western Force.
No, he was talking about sharing players.
Well, what about we link up with the Perth Bears Gay Club?
What about sharing communities?
Yeah, and that becomes the clubhouse after the game.
Yeah.
All the members go back to the Perth Bears and let their fucking hair down and get into it.
Yeah, because the gays can party.
The gays love
the
to
gays
party.
can party,
dude.
and you can be a straight man and go, or a woman, even of course, and go to a gay club.
Yeah, dude. Gay clubs are not just for gays.
No.
Obviously, they're gay clubs.
But-
You're going to find a lot of gay people. that are gay.
Yeah, and the gays set the party time.
Yeah, they do.
They're going to bring one hell of an atmosphere, one hell of a vibe, and they bring an existing community.
Which we need because we need to hit the ground running with this side.
Need to hit the ground running.
Rugby league hasn't been there for a long time. The Perth Bears are an establishment, or the Bears Perth is an establishment.
Bears
you know
Perth,
what I mean?
get the gays on board.
That's an institution over in WA.
1,000%. Get the guys on board and reap the rewards, Tom.
And
you've got a ready to go logo, a big grizzly man.
Well, I think you do. Like you keep all the same colorway and everything they've got, but instead of that bear, have it be a big hairy gay man roaring.
Yep. The
Shirts,
the cheerleaders can be big hairy,
Big hairy,
big hairy gay.
The Perth Bears, yes, they can be the cheerleaders.
Fuck, why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't we do that?
That would be amazing.
Why
I'm
wouldn't
sure
you
the
do
boys can dance.
Oh.
They come out to Kylie.
Hold on a second. Of course they can dance. Again, the gays can dance.
Of course they can.
If you're a gay man and you can't dance, you're in the minority.
The Bears come out in their mankinis, fire up the crowd.
You could do a Bears jersey as well, like as in for like a round, right? You've obviously got your jersey with your big bear logo, but then one of them, you just play in leather vests, open.
Yeah. Or if you're not hairy enough, it's like you've got a shirt that
Well, maybe you have one of those shirts then with just fake chest hair on there.
fake chest hair and fake back hair.
Yes. Shirtless, topless, and it's just printed on hairy shit.
Exactly.
And like a leather cuff around the neck. for the collar.
See, these are the sort of ideas we should be getting paid for.
Well, I know. We give it out for free. We just give them out
Perth
for free.
Bears will bend you over.
Yeah. Rawr.
Rawr. Perth Bears, you'll fly home sore. Is that too much?
No, I don't think so. All you're talking about is a little anal stuff. It's play on.
I'm just trying to scare the other side.
No, that's what you're
gonna
doing.
Get dominated.
Yeah. You get dominated. Anyway, I think that there's something there, and I just think that it's a happy accident that it's come about.
No, but this is.
But it's an opportunity looking in the face.
Fortuitous.
Yeah.
This is fortuitous.
Yeah.
This is fortuitous. This is a gift from God, you could argue.
Don't look a gift bear in the mouth.
No. Do not look a gift bear in the mouth.
No, you take that and you run with it. Anyway, something to think about. I'm sure PVL's, I'd be shocked if he's not already onto it.
Well, if he isn't, he should be. He listens. He's a good friend, so.
Shout out to Beth Perth. Now, Broncos have sacked Marty Tapau, Edward, because he liked an Instagram post, which obviously is way worse than hitting someone with a car while you're on cocaine, or at least it's in your system.
Well, but there's always been an old rule, Tom, an old ancient rule, older than life itself, which is if you're good at playing rugby league football,
we'll turn a blind eye.
turn a blind eye.
Also, liking an Instagram post is way worse than coming out in a podcast and saying that you got a shit coach, weird coach, good guy. Which is what Selwyn Cobber did to Kevy Walters.
Again, refer to rule number 1.
Yep.
If you're good, no one cares.
If you're good, we're good.
Yeah. If you're good, we're good. If you're shit,
We got problems.
beat it.
Yeah. If you're shit, beat it.
Yeah. If you're shit, beat it. You're right, though. Pissed, racked,
Allegedly.
hospitalised, victim. That's cool. But liking a post, beat it because you're shit.
No, because you're not very good.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
That's how it's always worked.
Easy to get you off our books.
Yep. We've just been waiting for you to fuck up, lad. And you have. Cute apology. Not going to cut it.
Oh, cool. Oh, you came out on Instagram and apologised. Problem is, we've already cleaned out your locker. So.
And shout out to Buzz for running an article being like, there's heaps of players offside when it's probably just one.
Well, that was also what's funny is that, Buzz wrote in that article where it's like, I've spoken to player managers or people and they're like, players aren't happy. And you're like, well, okay, is it just Marty then? Because you forget that when there's someone offside, when it's written like that, all you need is like someone in the top 30 and it might be someone that you don't even know. And you're like, oh, okay.
Well, you just go, oh, it's Payne Haas. No.
Danny Weidler wrote an article in maybe the Sunday paper yesterday where he was like, what Buzz neglected to mention about that boat trip and all that was that Maguire consulted the leadership group and they were all on board to go down early and to go on the fucking cruise. Like, it was written like he's just sprung it on him. Like, oh, sorry.
Yeah. Well, we saw right through that.
I know. But again, no more than this year have I found rugby league media to be more at odds with one another and competitive with one another, where I'm hearing a story from either side.
It's ridiculous, is what it is. It's all over the map. It's all over. They present one side of the story and actively decide not to include another story.
A little bit there.
Which will give it context.
I think people call it out more now as well.
Did you see what James Maloney said about Flanagan?
No.
He said that because he was asked at like some charity event where he's like some speaking gig, and it was like best coaches you ever had, and he was like Bellamy, fucking everyone but Flano.
Oh, really?
And then they were like, what about Shane Flanagan? He goes, I didn't learn fucking anything off him. He
Oh
goes,
my God, you want a comp?
He goes, ask him what it was like to be my assistant coach in 2016.
Ask him?
So Maloney was the 5'8", so he's saying I was the coach and he was my assistant.
Oh, sorry. That went right over my head.
Yeah.
Ask him what it was like to be my assistant coach in 2016.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That seems a bit... That's redlining.
Well, dude, all the journos were like, wait, what? Like, we had no idea that there was something.
That's insane. Wow. Oh, see, I'd love to get like Gal, be like, what do you?
What the fuck's what's all that? What's all this row about?
That's spicy as fuck.
Very spicy.
That's incredible. Where'd he say that?
He said it at like a fucking speaking event. And then I think Danny Widley hit him up and he was like to try and get more. He goes, if you want to hear more, just book me for another gig.
Yeah, he was speaking at a fundraising lunch for the Sydney-based Pass It On clothing charity.
If you want to hear more, book me for another gig.
Yep.
Jimmy Maloney.
Yeah, book me
he
for
was
a function.
Winner. Jimmy was a winner.
Oh, Jimmy was a winner. Don't worry about that. Jimmy was a winner, but, a bit punchy from Jimmy. Reedy.
Hey, what's doing?
Not much, mate. How are you?
Living the dream, boys. Living the dream.
Living the dream. Origin Monday.
How good is it? The best.
Yep. Plenty to do.
Well, I'm a Queenslander in Blues camp, which is never fun. But anyway,
they don't send you up there. You don't get the flight up to see Billy Bush, the bush poet Billy
You don't
Slater.
get to see the bush poet, mate.
No, we're covered up there. We got Pete Bedell and Travis Main up there. I'm down here in enemy territory.
Yeah,
Did you see his comments about you don't pick Queensland, mate? It picks you.
Is that what Billy said today?
Yeah. Has anyone else noticed as we have that Billy becomes very poetic and reflective and ethereal in the way that he speaks about rugby league as soon as he gets into Queensland camp?
I know he does. He becomes very thoughtful, doesn't he?
Very thoughtful,
He's
very poignant.
He's very thoughtful. He is. Oh, hold on. Aaron Woods is here. He's being a pest, boy. Sorry. Uncle Reedy. There you go. I'm walking away from. Sorry, lads. I've got to walk away.
Oh, Woodsy's got Uncle Reedy, does he?
Oh, he loves it.
There you go. Send him our regards.
All those former New South Wales players become lunatics when Origin comes around, don't they?
It's an exciting time of the year.
Billy is right. I've got to say, Billy, he is very. Is ethereal? Did you say that?
Yeah,
I
did say ethereal.
It's a great word. It's a great word, and it sums him up very aptly, I reckon.
But I feel like it only happens once he puts on the robes of Queensland.
Well, certainly he becomes infected with something, I guess. But I think Billy's quite thoughtful at the best of times. Don't you think his commentary's quite thoughtful?
Yeah, his commentary's quite thoughtful, but it's like
he goes to another level in time.
It's not as ethereal though as what he is in Origin camp. So I don't know how do you reckon that would work with the modern player talking like that? I don't know.
Well, I don't know if it's just his front-facing. Like we've sort of likened him to the Pope of Queensland. Like he's God's representative on earth.
He's a vessel for Mother Queensland.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you boys aren't Queenslanders, eh?
Fuck no, Reedy. No, of course.
Yeah. No. You don't know what it's like for us. We grew up in a time. A lot of us grew up in a time when we didn't win interstate games. I mean, when I first started watching footy, there was no Origin, and we just got hammered every year.
Did you
stole all our players?
Did you pick Queensland, or did Queensland pick you, as Billy suggests, is what happened?
Queensland chose me.
Oh, it did.
It's in your blood.
So how does that work? Do you get a knock on the door, or is Mother Queensland at the front?
Both my children were born down here, but it's chosen them as well. You have no choice. It's
right.
Part of you.
You're quite positive. You're quite positive it wasn't you. Saying
no,
you don't support Queensland, and I'll disown you as a child, or none of that?
No, we just woke up one day and they were laying in bed, and I heard them both simultaneously yell out, "Dad, we're Queensland." It was quite a moment.
Jesus, that is quite a moment. That sounds like a load of cod's wallet.
Yeah, that sounds like a load of hot cod.
Yeah. Now,
where's the Blues in camp? Where are the Blues in camp?
They're at Homebush. They're at Homebush today.
What?
And then tomorrow. Yeah, but then they go to the Blue Mountains. That's set up at Lura, I think it is, isn't it? Lura, where they go.
Well, we weren't sure though because new coach, new beliefs, attitudes potentially. We weren't sure whether they'd go back to Clovelly, whether he'd continue in the Blue Mountains, or then, as you said, Homebush. I almost threw up all over the microphone here and was like, "What? They're going to have the fucking camp at Homebush?"
No, they've adopted the same strategy they had last year, which was to go up to the Blue Mountains. The Madge Maguire strategy, which worked a treat last year. Bit of the Madge magic they're hoping will rub off. Not the Brisbane Broncos magic. The New South Wales magic.
No, not that Brisbane Broncos magic.
No, that's been a disaster.
Well, anyway, can we ask you a question? We were wondering about that. We will get to Origin, but just because you've said the Madge magic here. It feels like there's a little bit of an anti-Madge campaign from one side of the aisle, and then there seems like a little bit more pro-Madge from the other. Has Madge done something to piss some people off other than be the guy that came after Kevy?
I would say Madge, he can be quite, I don't know if abrasive is the right word, but he can be quite curt at times. And I don't know, I think maybe that rubs some people the wrong way. He doesn't give a lot away, Madge. He's not a great savvy media performer, you wouldn't say. I mean, he was last year during Origin. That's the great contradiction of Madge. Last year in Origin, he played Billy off the break when it came to the media and the mind games. But in general, that's not his forte, right? So the fact he's not a great media performer, I think, that sometimes rubs some journos the wrong way, and it becomes part of the narrative, I guess, to an extent. So I think that plays a part in it. I don't know whether you...
Buzz seems like he hates him. Buzz is like, I had a private conversation with him and I'm not going to release any of it, but this is kind of how it went down.
I think that's a bit unfair. I don't think Buzz hates him. I just think Buzz is Buzz from the pre-season predicted this would happen, right? That they wouldn't, the army camps, the vomiting of training. He was concerned that would have an impact on him, and you would say, given they're 5 and 6, it probably has. So.
He did a Twitter poll. He did a Twitter poll yesterday. How does Madge fix the Broncos? another harbour cruise, another army camp.
I don't have a great issue with the harbour cruise because he actually did one before round 1 and they flogged the Roosters in round 1. So the harbour cruise
just seemed like it was a beat up, and also.
I wouldn't say that, boys. I'd never say that about the great Buzz, man.
No, of course not. And neither would we. We'd love him to come on the podcast one day, so hopefully he knows.
He'll do it for you, lad.
But
I'll have a word to him for you.
Yeah, you have a word to him. But like the Danny Widler, I know a competitor of yours in the cutthroat world of journalism, but he said that the leadership group was consulted about the harbour cruise, and that was never reported in any of the discussions about it. That seems a little bit mean to old Madge.
Look, I think the point Buzz was getting at, though, is there's some unrest there, and I think we've all heard it. We've all heard it from the pre-season. There's some players who haven't taken kindly to Madge's style of coaching or his modus operandi. So, I think that's what... Yeah, that's Latin.
Flex.
So I think that's where it stems from, right? And it's just a continuation of that, because Buzz has heard it like we all have that some players aren't on board. And I think, in terms of trying to provide ongoing evidence of that, the boat cruise came up. So, just because the senior leadership group approved, it doesn't mean everyone's on board. That just means the senior leaders were fans of it. It doesn't mean every player in the club was a fan of the idea.
Fair point.
Was there? Can we put it differently? Are there any important players that have an issue with Madge? Like, with all due respect, if it's Marty Tapau who we're referencing here, that's kind of misleading because no one cares about Marty.
Well, some of the names we've heard are senior players. That's the point, right?
Okay.
You're right. If it was just Marty Tapau and player number 30, then it wouldn't be an issue. But there are some senior figures that have been rumoured to be off him. So that's
who?
You've done it to me again. Name names. You got me last week. Sit I don't know. I'm not going to fall for that.
No.
Well, I'm just making sure you're on the top
your toes.
I'm on my toes. So you got me on my toes tonight.
Now the next one. What's Terrell May? Who's he got a route to get a look in the New South Wales side?
Well, look, I would say Terrell's biggest issue is he needs to get off social media at times. I don't think it helped him when he was doing so. Was it a vlog or something he was doing, playing a computer game?
He's a live stream.
And he appeared to bag the Blues. Now, I've been told there's some context to this. Do you want the context of this?
Yes.
So what's happened was I think he's sponsored by Adidas or someone. He's gone to the Adidas store. He got his mate, who's a mad Queensland fan, a Blues jersey, right, as a joke. So then when he's on this live vlog, his mate's obviously on it as well, and he's jokingly said to him, mate, you can burn that jersey now, as a joke.
Yes.
So it was a joke. It didn't come across that way.
See,
to an
I thought
extent.
it did. I thought it came across as a joke. Again, like it's hard because you're just seeing the clip. But
Yeah.
there was some. I mean, that context certainly helps. But even without that context, I was like, he's kind of just joking. Like, yeah, I didn't get picked. Like, throw your jersey in the bin. Like, he's not really. You know,
we were sort of the opinion, Reedy, and you might know a bit more about this, that because Terrell May's covered in tiger dust,
as in that he's from a club that sucks,
he becomes unpickable. Like Jerome Luai, unpickable now.
Happy
Coruscant, unpickable. Like, is there truth to that? That if you play for the Tigers, you can never get picked because you're covered in that loser tiger dust, or?
Oh, I don't think so. Look, they're not as big a losers this year. They've had a few wins, haven't they? Well, I think what killed Terrell. I think what killed Terrell May was that Melbourne game a few weeks ago when they just ran him all day. I think he missed 5 tackles. They wore him out and they exposed him a bit. I reckon that was the day he lost his jersey. I think he had it up until then.
Was Max King a surprising selection? Not because he's not like good enough or anything, but like I just felt like his name wasn't being thrown about, and maybe that was just me missing the conversation.
But it's been thrown about in the last couple of weeks, really, only the last couple of weeks. So it's not a surprising selection from that perspective. You know what's interesting about Max King? It's a bit of a left field concept here. Max King, the last few years, he was born in England. He's been trying to play for England, and England haven't picked him. Would you believe?
Oh, I wouldn't believe that. The English.
If he'd been picked for England, he wouldn't have been eligible for Origin. So it's about the last 3 years he's been on the radar of the English team, and they haven't selected him. Sean Wayne hasn't picked him ridiculously. And now, because of that, because he missed out an England selection, he's now playing State of Origin for New South Wales.
There you go. Was Jay Trbojevic ever a sniff?
Or is he almost like that concussion almost made it easier?
I think he was in the mix, definitely. I mean, he has to be, doesn't he? Captain last year. Jakey boy, I think you could maybe argue that concussion saved New South Wales a headache. But
that's what I mean.
Well, I reckon they would. I think when you look at that team, I think he would have been in the end, because I'm sure he would have got in ahead of potentially Max King.
Yeah. But so maybe. How does it work? If you're stood down for 11 days, the napkin math meant that he would have technically have been able to play Wednesday night, or is that inaccurate? Like, does it start the next day?
No, I haven't done the maths, but he wouldn't be able to do a lot of the training and lead up anyway. So it becomes a bit of a moot point, right? Because he wouldn't have been able to do the preparation to play in Origin 1. And it's a risk, because if he has any after effects and they linger, then you're carrying a bloke in camp who might never be able to train and might be able to play anyway.
And also, he's a vibe guy, culture, moral selection. You know? And so if he's a little bit wonky in the noggin, he may not be able to bring his usual energy. Yeah.
If he's spending most of his days lying on his back in a darkened room, got a headache, that's not going to help team morale.
That's not going to help team morale. We don't need it. No. How dirty are all the journos in rugby league land that Latrell Mitchell refuses to talk to any of you? Is it starting to piss you off?
Oh, mate, it adds to the story. It adds to the mystique of Latrell, doesn't it? I think we'd all love to talk to him. I mean, he is. Because, I don't know, have you guys had him on the show?
We haven't had Latrell on the show. No, listen, I mean, hopefully he doesn't see us as media. We're just a couple of blokes with some microphones. He's
actually a great interview. It's rare you walk away from an interview with Latrell and go, oh, man, that was boring. Because with Latrell, it's heart in the sleeve stuff, right? I mean, and he can't help himself. He's a very emotional guy. And when he speaks and he's in the mood for it, man, it's such a good interview. So that's what's disappointing. Obviously he's playing good footy and it's helping him at the moment play good footy. He hasn't got those distractions, but man, he's such a good fella to talk to. I've done a couple of great interviews with him over the years. He's good value. There's not many better interviews in the game than Latrell.
Would you concede that some of your mob have driven him away from the mic?
By my mob, what do you mean? Media types?
Yeah, media types. Not you, Reedy. We would never.
Your mob, as in
the media, have scared him off with sometimes he becomes an unnecessary target.
Well, yeah, but sometimes he also brings that target on himself.
Agreed.
I mean, journos weren't with him in Dubbo last year when he had the drama. I mean,
I don't know what happened then. I don't remember.
When he was with the White Walker.
There was that.
The photo, the white the scandal photo. So
couldn't prove it, mate.
Journos didn't make him do that, So
it's a good point.
I think, I think some of it Latrell brings on himself, but no, hopefully he's back soon speaking to us because he's good value. I reckon he'll speak soon. I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, would he have to in Origin camp? Like, you're not sort of.
Well, South Sydney have rung the New South Wales Rugby League and said don't expect Latrell to speak. So we've got to wait and see what happens. Yeah, they rang him last week and told him he's put himself on a media ban. It's helping with his footy. We'd hope you wouldn't put any pressure on him to talk because at the moment he doesn't want to talk to the media. So I'd be surprised if he speaks in camp. But if they turn around and win in Brisbane, he plays well. There's every chance he won't be able to help himself.
Yeah, interesting. All right, one more question for you, Reedy.
Yeah, what do you got?
The Perth Bears, not the rugby league side, but the gay club. We were wondering, is there?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you don't know what you're talking about? Well, I heard you're a member there.
Bears Perth. Are you an inaugural member?
No, incorrect. No.
We were wondering. We feel like there's a PVL, an outside the box thinker. He wants to share players with the Western Force and the like.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a ready-made fan base over there in the Perth Bears or the Bears Perth, where we get a couple of their guys down to be cheerleaders for the team. Maybe we change the logo just to a big hairy gay man.
All right. I reckon, why wouldn't you give reciprocal membership? That's always, like with golf clubs, and golf clubs do reciprocal membership.
Yes.
Well, I think you have a reciprocal membership. So you join the Perth Bears or Bears Perth.
You join Bears Perth, be cheaper, wouldn't it?
I think it's right opposite the ground too, so you could go to the footy.
Well, so that'd be there, like the clubhouse after the game. That's what we're saying. Everyone go back there and just celebrate a win or mourn a loss. I don't mind that idea. I don't mind that concept.
Genius.
Okay.
What can be said for that? There's a ready-made fan base.
Yeah.
You can run with that tomorrow.
You think? I might run that in the column this week.
Yeah,
that sounds
you do
like
that.
A grand idea.
And float the idea of changing the logo just to a big hairy gay fella with his shirt off.
Okay, yeah. Well, speaking of which, Aaron Woods just arrived, so
Woodsy's back.
maybe Woodsy can be the logo.
Well, he's got a lot of bear about him, Woodsy.
He's like a big cuddly bear.
All right, any other goss before we let you go?
Top of my head, not today, boys. It's all Origin.
Origin footy. Yeah. Is there any? Are there like lingering injuries and shit of like people that may be out, like your Payne Haas's, Crichton, and all that?
No, Payne's all right now. He's coming in the key. He stayed in Brisbane for some scans, but he's had those scans. They've cleared him, so he'll come into camp. Crichton's got a little niggly groin injury or something. So, but
niggly? No issue.
No, he's been playing with it, so I imagine he'll be fine. No, I don't think there's too many problems from the New South Wales end. Queensland by 15, boys. Too.
You guys are, mate. You guys are in huge trouble.
I reckon you get swept this year, and I'm being serious.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, Reedy.
All right, boy.
Have a good one, mate.
See you, mate.
Good chat. Thanks.
Always.
Thanks,
Bye.
The great Brent Reid.
There he is. New South Wales win.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We put it to him then. We fucking we shirt fronted a journo there. What's Buzz doing?
Yeah,
you guys are being mean to Latrell.
They're wily though, the journo.
Oh, they're very good.
They're very wily. He's like, listen, no, there's been other players. I'm not going to name any of them. And they're like, you just trust me.
No, yeah.
Heaps of senior players are off him.
Well, you name them, bro.
Yeah.
Don't you make me name? Okay, well,
right.
Good answer. There's not much I can say to that.
Well, it's sort of like a get out of jail card.
Yes, it is.
Because you can just go, trust me, but I'd never reveal my sources.
Well, but he wouldn't reveal them on the pod because but like we could probably call him back and go, who? You know what I mean?
We should do that because I want to know.
Yeah.
Get me back in camp.
We just call him. Just call him after this. Go, hey, who are they? Come on, bro.
Yeah. And we went
off the record.
Yeah, no, off the record. We're off the record, guys.
Of course we're off the record. Punters and Dribblers brought to you by Good Day Daily Multivitamins.
Yes, sir.
And Daylight's Daily
Electrolytes.
Yes, sir. Eddie, we do a lot of talking. Let's let the dribbler do the talking. Give us a review on why this product is
Shout out to Lewis. Gave it 5 stars. Said, this is sorcery. I've had Good Day for a little over a month now, and I must say, wow, that's in capitals. The flu has had 3 attempts at knocking me down and hasn't got past the bouncer yet. Not to mention, I wake up, drink my Good Day, and feel like I could push over a woolly mammoth. The energy levels are insane. My health has improved and my mental state is on the up. Well done, fellas. Feel free to read this as an ad. Just did.
Just did.
Lewis gets it. Lewis gets it, punters and dribblers. Lewis gets it. Boost your immunity, boost the energy levels, get that mental sharpness, get that mental clarity.
Cleanse your liver.
It's a fucking sachet a day into a cup of water, piece of piss, Bob's your uncle, Dribblers is the code, 10% off, biggoodhealth.com.au, get that up, yeah.
Eels defeat the Knights, 28-6. Yep, Eels are good. You know, it's funny. I like the Eels again. Don't love them, like, I always hate them, but, like, I ebb and flow. I hate the Newcastle Knights so much that I was, like, pumped for the Eels.
Mate,
I like Lomax, I like Adokar, I like Moses.
The Knights are the most flaccid, uninspiring, just devoid of any sort of charisma side
They don't even have dust.
that I've even. They're like.
You know what I mean? Like, Tiger dust, I'm still like, I like the Tigers.
Can I be honest with you? I think they're soulless.
Yeah.
I think they got a lot of ginger, red nut, soulless. You
Yeah.
don't have a soul vibe.
No
you know?
soul. Nil by soul.
Well, look at the top of the night. Red nut.
Great point. Gingers, all of them.
All of them.
Anyway, they look good. Lomax good.
And then
Moses
Lomax
good.
I love. Moses I love. So, you know, Dylan Edwards was good. So, you know, great. Well done. Congratulations.
Well done.
My bet for Knights to get the spoon is starting to look like genius level stuff.
Well, I mean, you just are having one of those runs at the moment, aren't you? Now, Dogs, Roosters. I was wanting the Roosters to win this one, I'll be honest with you. If Tupou had scored the winning try, and there's a lot of what ifs here, but like my $20 fucking whatever bet, which is Roosters to win, Marky Mark, Cherry, Tupou,
Yeah.
that would have been hot stuff. But that's
Are we
for about
doing
even.
about even? Like, we're just going to do it here?
Did you just talk
No, I
about
was just
your
wondering-
bet?
No, I'm wondering.
Did you talk about
no,
your?
I'm wondering, what, is that what we're
Did
doing?
you
'Cause
just talk about your fucking wooden spoon
no, I'm
bet?
saying, are we doing that? Because then I can talk about Roosters plus 10.5
You
in the
were
mark.
looking at me.
Did I hear?
No, you're a little fucking
Did I hear?
smart ass.
That I hear.
Fuck you.
I can
You
talk.
did hit it. But no, it's not the right show for that.
I was just
No,
checking.
it's not the right show for that.
Do you get any bets on the weekend?
No. God, no.
I got 3. Not a big
Yeah,
deal.
I know.
So,
I
whatever.
didn't get any.
You know.
Mate, this
Mate,
is a good game. This
can
is
I,
a cracker.
Can I put my serious hat on?
Yeah.
The Bulldogs are resilient. They're a resilient outfit, mate.
They're resilient. They know how to win. They don't know how to lose.
They win. They're winners. Key takeaways. Mark under a high ball.
Not great.
Not great. I haven't noticed him being bad with a high ball generally.
No, because apparently he's not. I was listening to Trent Robinson talk about it in the post-match presser, and he's like, he's actually good under the high ball. The problem Mark had on that night was that he was trying too hard. He was attacking the ball. It's like, do less and you will achieve more. So stop trying to attack the ball so hard. Just get under it. Yep. Sometimes you didn't even need to jump. One of those Burton bombs was fucked as well, but you dropped 4 of them, and you could argue it was like the reason they lost.
Well, I think that it was the reason they lost. It was the reason.
But that try he scored was also one of the 2 tries he scored. Was the only reason they were in the hunt.
Mate, the try was just insane. The hop. And it slowed down, so it's like, oh, of course you hop. It's like, no. The hop in there.
Who's saying, of course you hop? What fuckwit's saying that?
I'm saying you could, when it slowed down, you go, oh, there's a place for a hop there.
Oh,
but
right.
But under the full weight of
I'd hop right there.
You know what I mean?
I would have hopped there.
Well, as in, it's the only way to stay in.
Yeah, of course you hop. How else are you going to get it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was incredible. And then for it to sit in, for it to land in.
Yeah. The regather was just as impressive.
Oh, my God.
Like, he can't catch a high ball to save his life, but then it's just like, I'm going to scoop this thing in and score.
He's reaching like this.
One of the greatest tries you will ever see.
I loved it.
The Dogs.
The Dogs, resilient, know how to win.
Know how to win.
This dog side, man, super resilient, and they know how to win, man.
Really impressive.
I tell you who's resilient?
Dogs.
Warriors as well, man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Dogs still. Warriors, super resilient,
Yeah.
don't know how to lose.
Nah. And like, if you
5 on the trot?
Yeah, if you look at their for and against, man, not very good.
Well, because they're just scraping by the skin of their sacks, man.
Don't know how to lose, man.
Don't know how to lose at the moment, man.
They're a resilient side, man.
Can you go look at I wouldn't mind just knowing who they've played recently, because I just want to know whether, and this is the Warriors fans, you're going to hate what I'm about to say.
And they already hate us because
They already hate us because they ain't us.
So the Warriors beat the Dragons last week by 1. Beat the Cowboys the week before by 4.
Any good sides?
Beat the Knights.
Knights, right?
Any good sides?
Yeah.
Bronx.
Yeah. Any good sides?
Yeah.
Any danger?
Lost to the Storm.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
And
so
no. Keep going. Any danger?
Bye in
bye,
round
yeah.
five.
Okay, good win.
Beat the Tigers.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Any danger of a good side here?
Just-
They've beaten.
Go back. Thing up the
Oh,
top.
did I miss one?
No, there you
Oh,
go.
there they are.
Roosters.
Beat the Roosters.
Yep. Bottom 8. Yep. Any danger? Oh, beat us.
Beat Manly.
Oh, did I miss them?
That was round 2, was it?
No, round 2. Too early in the season.
Beat
Too early in
Manly.
the season. Tommy got injured.
They got smashed in round 1.
And they
And they
smashed
got
the Raiders.
okay.
So the two good sides they've played, excluding Manly, obviously, they've got pumped by Storm and Raiders.
So I guess what I'm trying to say here with the Warriors, and I think I'm glad that my vibe was correct there, is that they're barely beating shit teams. They've played shit teams and won. Good on them. Like, good on them. You're winning. You're winning games you should win. But when you come up against a side, I don't know that they found their true level yet.
What I would say is you are winning in such a manner that makes me feel like you're a bottom 4 side. And I mean that with all due respect. And I don't want to come in here to throw shade. And to be honest, bottom 4 was very unfair.
That was mean.
You don't feel like a top 4 side.
No, I feel like top 2 is insane for you right now.
Insane.
And it's what you're banking wins when you need them. And I don't know what their sort of next.
Let's
couple
all
of weeks.
get really super duper fair dinkum. Can we do that for a second? This side doesn't make a prelim.
No.
Let's just leave it at that.
Metcalf's a great footballer though. Metcalf is a fucking footballer. And I don't want to get all Guru and Kempy. I've liked him for a long time. Because he played for Manly. So I've had an eye on this kid for a long time. I've just been aware of him. I knew he was super quick. And
You've had Luke Metcalf awareness.
Yes, I've had Metcalf awareness because he played for Manly. I didn't know he was going to be a halfback, but he was impressive. And he set up a fucking great try for the Wars.
Also, I think worth pointing something out.
The game was a shit
I
as
want to
well.
point this out. I love the Wars.
Same.
In terms of teams, I love them. But I need to come on here onto my own couch, no less, and call it as I see it in a rugby league sense. And what I see is you beating up barely sides that suck.
Yeah.
That's what I see.
And like getting out to a lead and then getting run down.
They got the Raiders this Sunday.
Well, it's
Good
going to
night,
be it's going to be Origin affected.
Oh, yeah, by round footy.
But only Huddy.
Oh, Horsburgh didn't get picked.
Good for my
Is he injured?
No, he played. Good for my super coach.
I thought
Interesting when you lose a back rower to not think that the Bra would get in.
I'm surprised Bra wasn't picked. Instead, they've got
No.
we'll just bring your name to Origin camp.
Oh,
selections.
yeah, exactly.
Like if they're not wearing name tags, I'm not here.
No, they got a couple of name tag guys who it's going to be like Ben Eichen will walk straight
It's like-
past.
it's like- well,
was it Fatty Vorton walk past Ben Eichen?
Well,
Ben Eichen will now walk past these two.
Benny Eichen was in the lift, and Fatty Vorton famously tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Mate, if you want an autograph, wait down in the lobby." Ben Eichen was the 6 that year. They beat us 3-0. Phil Gould was the coach. That's the biggest upset in Origin history. Not the point.
What is the point? Is Ben Eichen will now not know who the fuck these two are.
Point is Trent Liero and
Bo
Bo
Fermor
Fermor needs to bring
Name tags.
into camp.
Whereas
Corey wouldn't have.
No, of course the Bra wouldn't have. Everyone knows a red nut fucking that could, and he's also played Origin before, and he's a passionate red nut who's played Origin before,
And he's also got red hair.
and he's passionate, and he's played the game of Origin, which is good.
Cowboys 6, 24 points. The Seagulls.
This was. Can you
Mate,
go to the,
Mike, can I be honest with you? As much as I enjoyed watching us win, there were still several moments of pure rage-induced fuck up.
dude? The fact that
It
we
should have
won,
been 50-6.
the fact that we won by this amount, given the amount of times we dropped the ball or fucked up,
Tommy dropped it 3 times, I think.
he threw it. Here's an intercept he threw that was awful. Yikes! It was like, oh god, is this guy blind?
Oh, you're standing in the line? There you go.
Have it. Yikes. It was some yikes stuff, dude.
Oh, it was yikes stuff.
Jake gets KO'd. That sucks. Benny Trebojevic had a game. Benny Trebojevic had
And a half.
probably his best game for the club, and that was good to see from Ben.
He needed to step up when the other Trebojeviches were falling by the wayside,
Yep.
literally.
Can you just go into I just would like to know how many errors we made. Can you stats
15.
15 errors?
Yep.
Great.
Right. How many did Tom make?
Completion rate, 67% completion rate. Yuck. Go down. Go down. Line breaks, tackle breaks, average
Passing,
meters.
kicking.
Slow, dude. Slow. Whoa.
Sorry,
whoa,
sorry. I thought we were getting
hey.
to-
Whoa. Go up.
9 bombs, Tom.
Oh.
9 bombs.
Kicks, kicking meters, dummy pass, total. No, down. Sorry. Go back down. Go back down.
Tommy made 6 errors.
6 errors from Tommy.
That's all I needed to
20
say.
missed tackles. Intercepts, 1.
They missed 37.
Yeah. Errors. We made more. 15 errors. Penalties, 6 conceded.
It should have been 50 to 6.
Dude, Hamole getting put on report for kicking Murray Taulagi in the face. Murray shouldn't have been there. Yeah. Like, Hamole can't see. He's trying to get out of a tackle. He's very tall, and Murray's, like, down on him.
Yeah.
What are we
Not
doing?
going down on him.
Not going down on him.
But down on him.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. You probably have to report that.
Going down on another player? Well, if it wasn't consensual,
Well,
for sure.
the kiddies are watching. Even if it was consensual, you can't be having
yeah,
that.
because it wasn't the 7:30 game. You're
No.
right. Prime Possum
It was
hasn't
the-
come on yet.
No, exactly.
If it was the 7:30 game, I'd allow it. It's the late night game.
After kickoff.
Yes.
So you have to
Well,
be...
Prime Possum comes on 7:30, bedtime kids.
Yeah.
Game starts at 7:30.
Yeah.
So if he's getting sucked off at 8,
then there's nothing to worry. There's nothing to see here. Play on.
Again,
Play the ball.
play the ball.
Get his cock out of your mouth and play the ball.
Play the balls. Yeah, play with the balls.
Play with the balls. Yeah, do a bit more. You got to play the. Can you finish this guy off so we can get back to rugby league? Play with the balls. Now, 7:30 game. Tigers Storm. Now, Cody, cut to me. Or
Tigers
whoever's
Storm?
Sorry, Sharks Storm. You get me, dude. I was thinking about.
Are you going to do some barrel work?
I was thinking about Murray sucking off Hamole.
Are you going to do some barrel
I'm
work?
barrel work. Is it on me? Is this
Barreled.
my camera?
Barreled.
Hey, Sharks fans, Tom here. It's not often that you need to front the camera and be honest with people, be contrite and sincere and earnest. Now, I will start off by saying this isn't an apology because I refuse to apologise. But what I will say is that there's an argument to be made that Eddie and I are directly responsible for your form. And I know that we came out on this podcast and spoke about how soft and weak you were and your underbelly was disgraceful. And since that time, you guys have been like pretty good.
Yeah.
And it was the exclamation mark was put on it with your performance against the Melbourne Storm on the weekend. And I watched that game and I chuckled to myself and I went, pfft. Tigers looking pretty good. I mean, Sharks looking pretty good. Sorry, I forget it. Sharks looking pretty good. Sharks looking pretty good. That underbelly seems like it's gotten a little harder. No apologies ever. But you are proving to have a harder underbelly than I had thought.
Well, what's happened is, Tom, is that we pointed out to the Sharks that they had a soft underbelly. They said, oh, yeah, it is soft.
That's the problem.
Oh, it is soft. They got into the lab, they got into the gym, the GYM, and they got to work.
Yeah. They got to working.
They got
Their
to
soft
working.
underbellies in the game.
And they fucking toughened that bitch up.
Yeah.
Because it's not soft anymore.
That was a really tough underbelly.
And full credit to us for not only motivating them to get to greater heights, but B, coming out and
acknowledging that that's what we did.
acknowledging that their soft underbelly's now hard.
Yeah.
And that they're a good side.
They are a good side.
Playing
Won't-
top 4 rugby league.
Yeah, won't win the comp.
Can't win the comp.
That's at least how it feels. Even though that was a great performance, I guess, you know, the once bitten, twice shy, like you're going to have to just surprise me in the finals.
There's a couple of things, couple of key takeaways. Knowing that I'd motivated the Sharks, was aware that this game would be close, so full credit to me. Second point I'd like to make is Aden Fanua-Blake, heard of him, is the truth.
No, he's the truth. He's the truth. They were all truth tellers this night, though.
And the third truth, and it's unavoidable, it is unequivocal,
Not the word.
whatever, is that no amount of GYM time is going to save you from primetime rugby league in September when you will go loss.
So, well, listen, that's unless you surprise us, like you did this night,
Yeah.
this fateful
I'm
Saturday
happy,
night.
I want to be surprised. You know, put it in me bum.
slip a finger in, right? When I least expect it. But that's what this was. This is a fingering game. Like this is a slip. This is a slip a digit.
They slipped a digit into the rugby league community.
Yeah, into the bumholes of rugby league. Into the rugby league bumhole, and everyone, oh, better than I expected.
Better than I expected. Yep.
We might do this again.
It surprised me again.
No, yeah, it surprised me.
And listen, they might surprise us in September, and full credit to them. But there's no denying that it was an impressive performance.
Do they lose anyone to Origin? I don't know if they do. Poor old Cam McGuinness won Origin and then gets fucking dropped. That was unfair. I don't know that they lose anyone, do
I
they?
don't think so.
No.
That's fucking great for them.
They don't lose anyone because obviously Nico on the outer.
Yes. So there you bloody go. Well done to the Sharks. Honestly, it was a game of rugby league.
Oh, mate, it was Saturday night.
It was a game of rugby league football. We were all at the Nelson before we went and housed Korean BBQ. And it was just
Did you have a dart?
quality
Yeah.
Saturday night rugby league.
Huge.
Yeah.
Never again, mate.
Never again, dude. I'm done.
Never again, mate.
I'm done, lad.
Never again,
Wait, lad.
mate.
Put a fork
Never
in me.
again, mate.
I'm done,
Never again, mate.
lad. Broncos, Dragons.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
What's doing,
What's
lad?
doing? Up 12-0. They score one on the hooter, 12-4. Then 30 fucking points to 26. It turned and froed at the end, but the Dragons looked the better side.
Which, again, I can't get a read on anything in rugby league. Like
Well,
these, how?
No, but I think what's starting to emerge as a truth is that the Broncos have fucking no go.
Well, they certainly, they got no ticker.
They've got no ticker.
They got flash, no ticker.
They've got ticker, but they've just got, like, you look at their side, and the fact that they're not in the top four is absolutely fucking insane. They make the grand final a couple of years ago. They lose it, got Cleary to within an inch of their life. In fact, they were killed by Cleary. Outside of that, it's just been mediocrity.
Yeah.
For years and years and years.
Yeah. It's tough.
Pathetic. Missed the 8 last year. Looking like missing it again. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Ezra Mann was pretty good.
Well, listen, he scored a try, set one up off a
I think he
forward
had
pass.
3 try assists.
Do you have 3 tries?
Do you reckon that was
Pretty
forward?
sure. Let me confirm. Yes, I do.
Yeah, but like, get over it.
Do you reckon it was forward?
It looked a little forward. It wasn't blatant, but it was forward.
The vibe was forward. But
It
then-
vibed forward.
Were people kicking off about that? Or?
It presented forward. It identified as.
But
a
then I
forward
saw
pass.
another angle and I thought, nah, that's not forward.
I don't think it didn't bother me. I was like, whatever. But anyway, Dragons got a win. Good on ya. Broncos still shit. Disappointing. I'd like to look at the ladder more than go through. I didn't watch these 3 games, but I know that the Raiders.
I watched them. The Raiders
leak points.
They do.
They
but they
leak-
can fucking score.
I know, but
Fucking
they
mate,
leak
some of the,
points.
Mate, some of the tries they scored yesterday were red hot.
The fact that they
Red
leak
hot.
so many points, though, right? Like what happened to the Dogs? Like they get 20 out in front on the Dogs because they can score them, but they just seem to have no defensive nous, no defensive resolve. Thank you. No constitution for defense.
They'll need to tighten that up. Again, they can score points. It was, you know what it was good to see? It was good to see the Canberrians out in Bruce yesterday enjoying their rugby league football. There wasn't a big crowd, but you're not going to get a big crowd against the Titans.
No,
it
you're
looked
not.
cold as shit.
Well, it's cold in Canberra. Sunny, but cold.
The sun was out in parts. But I just think that the strong Raiders means a strong league.
It's good for the game.
Great for the game.
It's great for the game. And
Like
also
a good Newcastle is good for the game, but we're not getting that this year.
No, we're not. And again, there's fuck all to do in Canberra, so you want to give the people something.
Go to Bruce, watch the
Go to
footy.
Bruce, watch the boys. Watch the boys play.
Watch the boys.
Watch
Get
the
a rental
boys
play.
play.
And then shitting down rain out at Campbelltown Stadium, Sports Stadium.
Well done to the brave souls who went to that.
they got a
game.
pretty decent crowd.
I know.
They got a pretty decent crowd. I wouldn't say heaving, but it was packed-ish.
Did you see Keon's stat line?
300 plus metres.
329 metres, 140 post contact with 51
329,
tackles.
40
we didn't
post
talk about this. I actually thought Keon might have got the spot.
To not even get in the squad, Keon.
I actually think you'd be tapping Max King up, beat it. Mate, Keon was big last night.
Keon was mad.
Shout
Mad.
out to Rue, who actually said that Keon had to have a better game than Terrell May. He did. Keon was great last night.
Yeah, well, 329. It's like him and Taumalolo.
Yeah, I'm surprised Keon wasn't picked.
Dude,
Had 300
140 post contact?
Huh?
140 metres post contact?
140 was PCMs.
Yeah, and
Mate, he's
51
trimmed
tackles.
up. He's trimmed up, and now he's a rugby league handful.
Oh yeah.
Of some note.
Oh yeah. Cody, your team's back to being shit. How do you feel about that Tiger Dust? Didn't even really consult you.
Mate, I was kind of dreading this game. This kind of went exactly how I thought it would, and I feel nothing about it.
Shout out for the punters who, eyeballed this and
Saw an opportunity.
saw value.
It's like that time of the year that I always talk about where, and I know this year's been different, but I think my emotional receptors are kicking in. And it's like, dude, you need to emotionally check out for your own good now. So I'm trying to do that.
Okay. So this is you starting to check out.
I'm trying. Well, I'm actively trying to not be as emotionally attached to my team because it ruins my weekend.
I think full credit has to go to Tom and I for recognising that the Tigers had slipped into a trough.
Yep.
That they may not come out of.
Yeah. Well, my sirens were going off when we were winning.
I think would it be fair to say that after the Lockie Galvin news, which everyone thought would be in the news every week, it's gone away and the Tigers are shit again, and it's sort of just there's a bit of normalcy about the Tigers.
Yeah, you sort of.
We're not talking about you shit again, whatever.
But it almost would be better if you had some controversy around to maybe just make people care. I think that it's almost like quantum theory, right? Like when we're observing you, you're doing the thing.
Yep. And when we're not, you're not doing the thing, or you're doing the opposite.
You're doing the opposite.
How do you feel about that? That observation from
I don't have controversy every week. It'd be good. I'd argue that things went bad after the whole thing went down.
You could argue. Have you won since then? Maybe a game.
Yeah, I think we beat the Sharks without, we kicked a penalty goal. I don't think we played great. But Latu's back after the bye, so.
Where are the Tigers now? Let's have a little rugby league game.
But what's going to happen with Latu being back? You're not going to drop Galvin.
I imagine Galvin will get dropped straight away. He's been pretty average.
Bullshit, you'll drop Galvin.
It's not bullshit. He's been very average. He made that one try-saving tackle on Hazleton a couple of weeks ago, but other than that, I think he's been pretty poor.
So you're dropping Lockie Galvin?
That's what I think they'll do.
The $1 million a year kid.
I think they'll put him on the bench.
Here's the lay of the rugby league land. You want to talk about tight rugby league comps?
That's what I wanted to see here.
You got Canterbury on 20, Warriors on 18, Canberra on 16, Melbourne on 14, Cronulla on 14, Manly on 12. We're 6th.
I know. The fact that we're 6 is ridiculous given that's how close this comp is.
What
we can be 6th.
What in the fuck?
Yeah.
We've won 50% of our games and we're 6th. South Sydney 12, North Queensland 11. This is where it gets tight as a rugby league. I won't say it. Brisbane is 9th on 10 points. The Titans are last, 17th on 8. So one win separates the bottom 8.
We're 2 wins off the spoon right now.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? 6th place is 2 wins off the spoon.
Yep.
It's an absolutely ridiculously tight comp.
That's unbelievable. It's always worth, I think, in these situations, Tom, going off point differential. So Manly in 6th is 38 positive. So even though we're 2 points away from last, the Gold Coast are last at minus 100.
Yes.
Parramatta, second last, minus 99. Newcastle, third last, minus 74. Are you following?
I'm
Dolphins and Penrith. Dolphins are on 6 and Penrith are on minus 2, so you put them up and out of the shit. Tigers, minus 54. Roosters, minus 46. St George, minus 11. Broncos, plus 42. Cowboys, minus 32. And South City, minus 52. But they're finding their feet after some injuries. What I'm saying is go off points differential for finding pure shitness.
Well, the fact that the Cows are minus 32 and they're in 8, and the Rabbitohs in 7 are minus 52.
But what that implies to me is that the Cowboys aren't a top 8 side.
Yes, but with the Broncos then plus 42.
When they get their shit together, they're a top 8 side.
Broncos?
So, yeah.
Yes, agreed. It's a competition we got on our hands.
I'm loving this year.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely loving it. It's tight. It's unpredictable. We've got the shitters up the top, and by that I mean sides that haven't been there for a while. That top 4, Melbourne's always there. But outside of that, Canterbury, Warriors, Canberra. Yeah.
Warriors.
yeah.
Warriors. Listen,
That's good shit.
dude. But 18 points as well. In historically, they've said 26 will get you make finals.
Is that what they say?
Not always,
But
but
last year.
historically, I believe around 26 and up.
So last year, 30 got you in.
30 got you in.
Yeah.
So there's still a bit of a ways to go than if you're the Wars to secure yourself. But I wonder if that'll be different this year with how like topsy-turvy it is. Because it is topsy and turvy.
Don't dilly-dally.
Get down to Water Valley. Don't dilly-dally. Get down to Otter Alley. Don't dilly-dally. Get down to Water Valley.
Don't dilly-dally.
Boys, SCG members Dribbles here.
Oh, right.
Now,
Thanks.
there's just something about drinking beer out of a glass at the footy that just makes you feel a little bit better than everyone else. And I did spot Tobler enjoying this feeling in the members on Friday night. He was obviously out on baddie patrol, I presume. He was looking good too.
Oh.
Now, it could be the glass schooners talking, but pre-game, we did lock eyes a couple times, and then I lost him in the crowd. Hard when the head of the baddie patrol is on your own personal baddie patrol radar, but I guess that's the game. Anyways, boys, love your stuff. Up the Swans, up Manly, and reach out, Thomas.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not coping too well with Tobler being this weird sex symbol.
Yeah, neither am I. Also, he's employed his staring technique.
Yeah, of course he has. But I heard there was some bad, like people are sending in their baddie patrols. Like I'd heard he'd been sighted getting into his work.
Staring.
Getting into his staring, which is fucking crook.
Oh, oh, you'd heard.
Yeah.
What, we've got Driblets reporting back?
Well, people were like, oh yeah, I saw him on patrol.
Staring.
Just getting to staring, like looking like he was catatonic.
Fucking duck.
Yeah.
That's pretty rogue.
It's pretty rogue. He's in Bali at the moment. His friends are like the greatest source for us for Tobler content because they're all just completely like they sell him out at every opportunity. So like their group chats, they just send in photos to us.
Yeah.
He sent a photo to his boys of him getting a haircut. I won't share it.
God.
But of him getting a haircut and he's sitting in the chair waiting to get his haircut and he sent his boys and I'm like, what on earth is going on here?
Oh, no. The look he's given, the sandals he had on.
It was just a lot, dude.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. A lot to process.
It
Anyway,
was.
Hope you're enjoying your Balinese holiday, mate.
Tom, Eddie, the boys, just listening to the latest podcast. And I'm hearing Eddie talk about this booking a Hawaii trip with a newborn child. Now, this goes against fucking absolutely everything that I believe in. Hawaii, never been, but I'm guessing around an 8 to 10 hour flight, maybe more. Don't know. All I know is, look, if your baby is one of the few that doesn't scream on flights, great, go wherever you want. If not, I think there should be a rule, 45 minutes all up of screaming time, and then the baby needs to be shot. Because you can't be flying overseas dealing with that shit for hours and hours on end. Because someone could end up stabbing the fucking pilot for all we know. I don't know. It's enough to drive anyone insane. Right, cheers.
Listen, I get it. I understand where he's coming from. But, like, your headphones, bro. There's nothing you can do. I got to travel to Bali with 3 of the fuckers.
Listen, touch wood. She's not a big screamer and she's a good sleeper. Touch wood.
Yes.
So they're good signs early. Touch wood. Mate, you won't be on the flight, so fucking get over it. It's not your problem.
Yeah, not your problem, mate.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not your problem.
Well, not your problem, lad.
If you're flying fucking 10 days for what, 12 days from now to Hawaii, Friday night, then yeah.
Yeah, you'll be on. And if she cries, I'm going to walk right past your seat.
Yeah, I'm going to actually give it to you.
Yeah. Instagram algos and that. All it is parenting shit and that.
Yeah.
My wife, that's all she sends me.
Yeah.
Sent me one where it was like a family on board their first flight with their baby and they went and handed out basically like lolly bags to everyone within the fucking like a 3 kilometre radius of their seat, being like a letter from the baby being like, "Hi, this is my first flight. I'm really hoping that I'll be able to. I'm going to do my best. Please. Sorry." Like gave more treats and shit. I'm like,
Really?
I'm like, I won't be doing that, Steph. But like, sure,
That's
nice.
cute, but I won't be doing
Cute, but I won't be doing it.
it. No.
Hi, just got your little lolly bag here.
No.
I've got a child who's going to scream. I'm sorry, here's my lolly bag.
Oh, so they knew that a screamer.
Well, I guess so.
Well, you must if you're getting a lolly bag.
Hazel Holiday loves to work, loves to play, cries when things don't go her way. That's little Hazel Holiday. She's pretty good. I think she'll probably be quiet the whole time.
I'd be worried about the other two.
Yeah, exactly. Zoe and Evie.
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about Hazel.
No.
Because you've also got a nighttime flight.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping they'll get to sleep. That'd be dreamy. They get to sleep. Daddy whacks in a couple of movies.
Yep.
Couple of wikis.
Oh, wikis.
Couple of
wikis.
Couple of wikis.
Oh, wikis.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Give me a wick.
Give me a couple of wicks.
I'd love a wiki.
Yeah. Tell you what, what do you think the weather's doing in Bali right now?
Don't read that.
I got it sent to me.
What's it doing?
Shitting down rain.
Yeah, but it made Bali's weird. Like it might rain in the morning, then sunny all afternoon.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, that's what happens. If you've got the rain icon, fucking ignore that shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
fucking mate.
Good. Someone send that to me.
No. Bali rains all the time. Like you'll cop rain things.
I don't mind rain as long as there's sun.
Yeah.
Because you can't enjoy the sun without the rain.
No. I wouldn't be too worried about that, mate.
Thank you, Cody. Let's keep going.
Last one.
Tom, Eddie, Tobbs, Fragrance Dribbler here. You know, inspired by the chat on your most recent ep about making a Baddie Patrol fragrance. I am your man. Support local family business. We can make diesel-inspired fragrance with a twang and specific scents and notes to suit the Baddie Patrol name, presence, inspiration, theme. Anyways, hit me back on this line because I'm your man.
Okay. Listen, there may already be a couple of irons in the fire about fragrances generally. Baddie Patrol fragrance.
There is irons in the fire.
There are some serious irons in the fire. So
we'd be lying if we came here and said there weren't irons in the fire.
There are already irons in the fire. Because, dude, we've been sent some pretty hectic designs for Baddie Patrol merch, like shirts.
I like Carly's one.
Dude, there's been a few sent through. Shout out to Kerr who sent one as well. But I like Carly's. I got sent one the other day that probably blew the socks off that one.
Well, show me.
They're all fucking deep in me bloody phone.
I'll show me later.
Yeah, show you later. I'll show you later.
Show me later. Show me over lunch.
I think that, because if you need a Baddie Patrol t-shirt, you want it to be, you don't want to just say Baddie Patrol on it. That's kind of weird. That's like female body inspector. You know what I mean? You want this thing to have a bit about
The
it.
Dribbler would wear that, though.
Yeah, they would, but I want everyone to wear it.
Oh, this is going to be my third.
Hey, that's us, guys. We're done. We love ya.
Love yous all. Bye.
We love ya. Go New South Wales.
Could you two just not talk anymore?